To be back out there at 10 a.m. this morning for a walkthrough. It's once again open to the public. Mike Vrabel will meet the media at 9:30. That's a press conference we will carry live here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. And another NFL news, Arizona has signed would-be starting quarterback Jacoby Brissett to a one-year, $15.5 million contract with another $5.5 million possible in incentives. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning. 24-hour on-call service for your clogged drain emergencies. Go to johnsewer.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Diving effort. He's got a breakaway. To the backhand. Throws it in front. Coming to the spot. The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher.
Yes, I finally shaved my nuts.
And Hardy.
Who, me?
Just hanging around.
On 98.5.
Anchorman, heard about you.
Yeah.
We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
That's gross.
Not a great cook, but I do cook.
When I asked him about the sides,
kick them in the balls.
I don't care about it, but it's not good behavior.
Blaze Bailey is omitted.
Toucher and Hardy.
We're the best friends it can be, my buddy and me.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tire Studios. 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. It is Danny Roach today in for Hardy. None of us know where Hardy is. I had been texting on a group chat with Ryan and Hardy, and Hardy was not responding in anything, so I thought maybe Hardy's not coming in.
Whoa.
So I got off, but you'll notice, Ryan, I got off the group chat and started talking to you because I realized we were probably bothering Hardy. But what's interesting about this is it's not interesting because he's doing anything, weird or anything, but none of us know where he is. Like he obviously took the day off because Dan's here. He didn't call in sick or anything. If he called in sick, then it wouldn't be weird, but we just don't.
He took a personal day?
No, he took a vacation day.
Ooh.
But I did. None of us knew that he was taking a vacation day. Management did, but I don't know where he is. I have to figure it's some golf scenario.
Yeah, golf-related.
They asked
club
me a while ago,
championship.
too, on this one.
He had it planned. That's why it's a little weird. We don't know where it is. Nick's putting on deodorant right now in the other room.
What?
And I believe that's a female deodorant. I believe that's an antiperspirant.
Is that Dove? Did you just put Dove?
No, that's not
Secret,
Dove.
isn't
That's Secret.
Yeah.
Secret.
Degree.
Oh. What smell?
Shower clean.
It looks like a roll-on. Is that a roll-on?
It is not.
Do they still sell roll-on?
I don't know. Ask Cece. Do they still sell roll-on deodorant for females?
Her grandmother uses it.
She's single? They're probably the same age.
But my audience, Fred. Come on.
Yeah, well, we've been over that a million times. The Pai Gow Poker Room. What casino were we at?
Foxwoods.
Oh, it's
Foxwoods.
Foxwoods. All right.
We
We were trying to figure out which one it was.
I know it was Mohegan or
The
Foxwoods.
rush to the bingo parlor.
No, but they had us in the Pai Gow Poker Room. Would you recall? Because they wanted us somewhere where there was action.
Hey, it was happening.
Oh, it was happening.
The one in the wheelchair was the funniest one because it took her about 5 days to roll up to Danny. We saw her coming from a mile away down the hallway. And Dan's like, everyone stand back. I got this.
But it was
okay.
But it was the tale of two parts of the casino because that was like sad. Because that was an old lady playing, and they had gotten up in the morning and like to play slots at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
But then there was the Pai Gow Poker Room, which had hundreds of people in it, smoking and yelling. And now I couldn't understand anything they were saying because they were speaking another language. But they would take the people that played in the Pai Gow Poker Room would take the Peter Pan bus from New York City, and they'd get in at midnight, and like the Peter Pan bus would leave at like 10 in the morning or something. Or they'd leave at midnight and get there at 2 in the morning and leave at 10 in the morning.
Smell
Whatever
on
they,
that bus going back.
Smell coming out of that room while we were sitting next to it.
Man, you think about that.
I'm actually glad they put us in there because I would never in a million years experience that.
Yeah.
I would never be in a, because I bet if you went in the Pie Gow poker room at 6 o'clock at night, there's no one in there. Because it just seemed like I remember the people from the casino told us that the bus got in like the middle of the night and then left in the morning. And so like that's when that room is like the most jammed up. But yeah, it was a scene.
Have you ever played poker, like legit at a casino for
No.
a long time?
I hate poker.
What's the most money you've ever won at a casino?
$5,000.
Really?
Wow.
You, Johnny? Nickel?
Like $400.
I won $5,000
most.
when I had no money. I won $5,000 on my spring break trip my senior year at college. I probably started with $200 and I ended up winning $5,000.
What'd you do with it?
Gave it all back to the casino later.
Yeah, that's the thing.
trip. Like I have all these pictures. I still have them. These pictures of me like holding like all this money. Maybe it wasn't five. In my mind, it was $5,000. It could have been anywhere from like $2,000 to $5,000. Let's be completely honest. I'm folding out all these hundreds, and the idea that I have $100 bills on me is like ridiculous for the time. I certainly didn't come there with $100 bills. So I won some, but I didn't know how to play blackjack, so I don't even know how I did it. And to my recollection, I would imagine I got drunk and gambled the next night and lost it all, is what I would imagine I did with it. Because I think I've read that's the instinct of people that don't gamble very often, is that you kind of just play and then you win, and then if you're there for any length of time, you'll just keep playing until you lose all your money again.
Right.
Dan, do you ever, in my mind, you don't gamble at all. So,
Oh, no. So Saratoga, which is the racetrack, which is going on now.
Yeah.
The most I ever bet, I bet $600 on a race. Oh. And I vowed never to do it again. I won, but I only won it was a heavy favorite, and I had it in different ways. And I vowed never to bet that much money.
To
again.
box it up is what
It was like Fred said, because back then it was like so much money to me, and I had studied this race and everything. I knew this race. It's 7 furlongs. A specific type of horse runs that race, and I knew it. But as soon as I bet it, I was like as nervous as I've ever been in my life. Like, what are you doing? You don't have any money. You don't have this money. What are you doing? What are you doing? And it won. And I got back like $780 in total. It was like not worth it at all.
Well, the problem with the pari-mutuel betting now with these races is that AI is coming in at the last minute. I didn't know this about horse racing, but I guess you would know this. I bet on horses like twice in my life, literally twice in my life. And what you bet the horse at is not what your bet is. It's when the horse goes off that is what your bet is.
Yes.
Right. So
it could be 6-1 when you bet at 5 minutes before post time, but by the 5 minutes before post time, however it happens, the insiders or what have you bet it down to a favorite, you get that money back. Not the 6-1.
Now it's AI, and so what happens is AI is getting in, and then there's all this action. And so you'll have a horse, like you said, it's 6-1, and then the odds will go way down. And so it kind of ruins it for everyone.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they regulate that.
Wow.
But from my understanding, it's really damaged the fun of betting on horses. That it's the whole
right. Pick a long
system is
shot. You used to
screwed.
be able to pick a long shot and have fun with that, but now if it changes,
Yeah,
or you get a tip.
Yeah.
From somebody, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it all comes in, it all comes in at the very end, and then it screws up. And, people will go to the window and they'll think they've won all this money, and then it will turn out that they've won, a fifth of what they thought they were going to win. So I've only been to Tucson's racetrack, and then when my dad, of course, owned Razzle Dazzle.
That's right.
The harness racing horse.
Is Saratoga the only track you've been to?
Oh, you kidding me? No, I've been everywhere.
His dad.
I've been.
That's right.
Del Mar, where,
Right.
where the surf meets the turf. I've been to the old Rockingham racetrack, Suffolk Downs. I've been all the way up and down the East Coast with Keystone and Pennsylvania, Cherry Hill. I've been to Garden State Raceway, Hialeah.
His dad was,
that was
recall,
yes.
Dan's dad was a real jack of all trades. He would get involved in
Everything.
several schemes,
Right.
and would have success then fail, and have success then fail.
Two tracks in my entire life. One, of course, Suffolk Downs for the hot dog safari and for actual racing, and Gulfstream. That's the other one. Lost $300 in one day at Gulfstream.
My parents' condo was right around the corner from Gulfstream.
Okay.
And my dad wanted it that way.
Of course.
Well, the Sports Up Golf Show was on yesterday, apparently.
I heard it.
And, well, it wasn't live. Don't worry.
Oh, wasn't it? I tried to call and no one picked
No,
up.
he's done with live shows for the year. What's going on back there, Nate? What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. I'm actually a greenskeeper over at West Bridgewater Country Club, and I'm fixing ball marks on the green before I mow it right now.
Oh, okay.
This is porn for Hardy.
Yeah, I wish he was here.
But the reason why I called was clearly you didn't tune into the compelling and rich conversation that Hardy had with the FootJoy associate. They spent about 25 minutes talking about golf gloves. It was amazing.
Yeah, go ahead.
In that same conversation, he also did mention that he was playing in a charity golf tournament today.
Okay. Well,
that's where he is.
Well, time
He's
well
playing
spent.
in a golf tournament that benefits a young gentleman who was in need of a $150,000 prosthetic leg, and sounded like a good foundation. But yeah, that's where Hardy is today, I believe.
All right. Well, Hardy is always taking time off to play in golf tournaments.
No, what? No disputing it. But I thought he said it was in August. The mom that he had on when they promoted the charity event. I thought he said it was coming up in August.
Oh.
Well, who's right? The guy who hosts the Sports Up Golf Show, or you?
Yeah, Hardy.
Hardy let us know that he was having a guy on from FootJoy, and I said, "How long is he on for?" I go, 15 minutes. He goes, "Oh no, 25."
That's right. He warned us ahead of time
I just missed
about
it on
this.
my ride to Foxborough.
And he said
that too late.
He said that the guy actually, when he was interviewing him, said, "Wow, thank you so much. Usually people will just have me on for a couple minutes and then they get bored."
But now my right index finger tends to bend awkwardly at my downswing. What's the best glove for that?
It'd be like a Joe Show type of thing. All right. Thank you for having me on, but I'm out of things to say. That's enough.
Yeah, it's a lot. And he rides Ryan on that, man. Oh, boy. Does he give Ryan a hard time about that Sports Hub Golf Show?
How many weeks left, Ryan?
We got like a month left.
Okay.
Yeah, because Ryan was pissed because he thought that it was over before then.
I know. He found out there were 3 extra weeks tacked on.
What's
He's
the
like,
British
what
Open?
the hell?
Isn't that it?
That's right.
Didn't you think that after the British Open it might be over?
Yeah, I mean, I know we usually go to late September, but I didn't know like how long we were actually going.
Yeah.
Through the
now you are
President's
going
Cup?
to late September.
Yeah, or sorry, early September. So we'll end in because we're. I think the last show is usually after the PGA, like the FedEx tournaments.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
You got to
That's
cover
right.
those, of
Right,
course.
Deutsche Bank used to be part of that down in
Oh, yeah. We used to broadcast from
TPC
Norton.
Boston. Yeah, Norton.
We used to broadcast from there.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a very big time. Very big time to be out there at the golf
I did that
tournaments.
once with you.
Yeah. I remember that because we had the guy from Parks and Recreation on, the guy with the mustache. And we had him on, and he was doing a junket, which doesn't happen anymore. And it was awful. And I was mispronouncing his wife's name. And he was of no humor. And so I just remember me interviewing him poorly and him being a poor interview subject. And the
Saying
whole
it was
thing.
a good show we had.
No, but you know what? We got the hospitality tent on the par 3 16th afterwards, so we were very happy.
Oh yeah,
with that,
that's right.
Yeah, you got to be on the green. And then 5 minutes after you were there, you went, that's the green.
Yep. Look at all those tee shots. Every single one of them on the green. Every time.
Well, occasionally they would be on the fringes, and but then you would see Tiger Woods, and you would go, "Okay, I saw Tiger Woods, and now it's my life is complete." But they did have free drinks and free food, so you did
Yep.
get that. So that was quite nice. And now if I go to a golf tournament, which I don't like to do because I find them to be very boring, but if you go to a golf tournament and you do not have, like when we were at the U.S. Open, we did not have access to one of those places. You feel like a real piece of crap.
Regular.
You know what I'm saying?
I once played a round of golf at TPC with Mark Loretta. How strange is that?
Wow, talk about, can we stop the show? That's the name drop of all names. So what was Mark Loretta like, Dan?
He was awesome. He's just a good guy. No, it's just weird that I was just thinking about that a long time ago.
It's like, this is my life. Whoa. But, talk about that at my funeral. Mark Loretta. So, Dan has to leave at 9 today.
Yes, I heard about this.
He took the gig away from someone who could have worked all 4 hours, but that's the way Dan rolls. He needs the money. You just got to roll out of here.
I'll stay till 11 next time.
You should stay till 11 every time to just help brainstorm for the next show, even if you're not on it.
Just don't leave.
All right, I will.
Sit next to Zoe. Make him uncomfortable. Be great.
Won't make him uncomfortable.
No, they'll just pick on me.
Zoe gave me, on Friday, all this stuff. He got it from like a Jets employee, and it was, I bet you it was $2,000 worth of Jet stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was all stuff that I believe that you cannot buy. Like, it's like what the staff wear. And it was, there was like a real jacket. There was like 3 long sleeve shirts. There was a bunch of backpack. Like there was maybe 10 things in this thing. So it was really very generous of him. And, I thanked him here. And then I gave it all to Milo.
Is he a Jets fan?
Who's
Milo?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
cool.
I gave it all to Milo.
Love that.
Yeah, he was real happy. So I texted Scott and I was like, again, I was like, thank you so much. This is so generous of you. I really appreciate it. And he, we're friends, and he was cool about it. And then he sent me pictures of himself with no shirt on because he's cut like 50 pounds. Mm-hmm. So Scott's like jacked again. So he sent me pictures of himself with his shirt off. So I literally said, thank you for this, man. That was very cool of you. And he's like, no problem. Tell Milo good luck at da-da-da-da-da.
And here's a snapshot
and then
of
he
me
started
with no
taking
shirt
pictures of himself with no shirt on.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, he looks good. He's lost a lot of weight. And he lost it quick. And he's like muscular, so good for him.
It's my envy, yeah. Good for him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into it, but we had a party on Friday, which was very nice, and people were like, "Oh wow, you don't look like crap," which was very nice. I was like, thank you.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
I don't know how you don't have an ego, Fred, in this business. People saying that.
Yeah. All this time I thought you looked like a piece of crap.
They weren't being dicks. They were being nice, but it was. Well, look, it's better than the alternative.
Yeah.
It's not something I'm used to in my career. People, because in Atlanta when I got the morning show, I put on a tremendous amount of weight, relatively, and people were like, "Whoa, what happened to you?" Because I was very thin and then you get the morning show, and then it's very difficult to
do anything.
Well, especially when you're like in your mid-20s.
I was just saying, when you're young and you're working mornings, you're like, oh, I'm bulletproof, and then you find out, no, you're not. It's a little different.
I had the big idea that if you do mornings, the later you drink into the night, the better you feel in the morning.
Oh,
which I didn't put 2 and 2 together, saying like, wow, you're probably still drunk. So that was like, if I had gone out hard,
yeah,
I would go like, let's stay out like another hour because this will make like
quick nap and you're in.
Well, yeah, like I'll feel better in the morning. I learned that from another Atlanta radio personality who I think still might do that, but he doesn't do mornings anymore. All right, Dan Roach is here. The Red Sox were up to some wheeling and dealing as they continue to be very hot. Dan will give us his opinion on all these matters and everything else that's going on. We'll catch you up with everything that happened last night in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way.
We are Toucher and Hardy. Danny Roach is in for Hardy today. What happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Jonathan, what is going down in the streets, my friend?
Let's start with what happened on Saturday night. Yesterday, the day after for the Red Sox, who made what they hope is an impact trade. They sent 24-year-old injured lefty pitcher Connolly Early to the Washington Nationals for 25-year-old infielder Curtis Mead. This is the third time Mead has been traded in less than a year. The last time he was dealt, it was from the White Sox to Washington for a player who was drafted in the 6th round the year before. So this is a significant upgrade. Mead has played all 3 infield spots. Craig Breslow has a specific position picked out for him.
Right out of the gates, the plan is for Mead to get work at second, for Durbin to stay at third. We'll put that in Trace's hands. But I know Trace has talked to Derb. He's talked to Siegler. I've talked to Curtis. And the one thing that all 3 have said is we are willing to do whatever is best for the team.
He also added this move was necessary given the last month of baseball from his team.
The players deserve it. I think the fans deserve it. It has been a turbulent path to get here. But, as we sit here today, a week out from the deadline, the resilience and kind of toughness of this team has become very apparent.
All right, Dan, obviously the risks are there. You're trading a young, cheap, good lefty pitcher for a guy who was only good this year after 4 mediocre years. This is a very big swing for Craig Breslow.
Let me just read the analysis from ESPN because I think it's interesting. This is not a Boston newspaper or a Boston sports talk host. This is a national reporter, okay? So I just want to make that clear. Say if this sounds familiar. This is from a fellow named Doolittle. Says perhaps this is giving short shrift to pre-StatCast evaluators, but this feels like a deal that would have never happened before the advent of tracking metrics. In a nutshell, early Savant page, and I don't know what a lot of this means. Early Savant page features a lot of blue and gray bars bad, while Mead's have a lot of pink and red, good. Surely it's more complicated than that, but this is a good way to think through a deal that just doesn't work very well for Boston in a more traditional model of trade-related valuation. The machinery at baseball trade values, for example, sees Boston as getting fleeced. This is according to national reporting based on these driveline metrics. Go ahead, Danny.
No, that's spot on with you, Fred, is the sense of think big picture with Craig Breslow and what he's been through with this team. He fires his manager. It's going to be this whole drive line type of thing. They get rid of some of the driveline people. Organization says we got to focus on now competing and winning. That's the message goes through. They go on this incredible streak. And I think the frustration from some within the Red Sox organization in years past is then they simply wouldn't pull the trigger on trades. They'd have these offers, ham and hawing back and forth. We'll get back to you, and then they get back to them time later, and it's got in the trade. We don't want that trade anymore from the other side. I think this is like a strike first type of thing. Show the fandom that they're serious about winning. Show that Craig Breslow's serious about doing something with this team, and it's a huge risk giving up that quality young arm in your organization for a guy that's really had maybe half of a season where he showed the potential that's on his charts, that's on his analytics, that's on his numbers, and he could start hitting that way. Does he fit Fenway with his swing? Yes. Everything says it does. He's a smart guy. Everyone says that he's going to be a manager someday, so there's a lot of potential in this move. Will it work? I think, again, we've talked about it. Craig Breslow's job is on the line this year, so I think he just went for it in this one opportunity and hoped. So because you wouldn't have to, because you get closer to the trade deadline next week, you're going to have to give up maybe way more than what you gave up here. That's how they look at it.
Okay, I don't know about that, but if you give up more later, but I will tell you this. So blue and gray bars are bad. Pink and red are good. Okay, we're just going to simplify it to this. The blue bars on Mead's Savant page are telling he can't really field or run. But his long tantalizing bat has come alive for the Nationals this season. And like you said, Dan, with this deal Boston is making on that breakout season, breakout being sustainable. So he can't field or run, but he is a right-handed bat, and there were not a lot of right-handed bats available, as we talked about, and they weren't going to get an elite one, but they gave up. You know Harrison for the Brewers. Like this seems like Connolly early next year.
Could
going to be
that.
an all-star for.
Well, and think about it, Fred. Alex Cora handed the ball in Game 3 with the season on the line, going against Cam Schlittler in Yankee Stadium, and handed the ball to this kid, and said, "Yeah, you go for it. We trust you in this situation." He pitched his heart out, but that said a lot about what they thought about him then. So that's again a big player, and you got Paul Taboni, who's sitting there in the Nationals, who was with the Red Sox and drafted Connolly early, and he said, "Yeah, we'll do that, sure." Because Craig Breslow said the trade happened quick. They were like, "Okay, what do you want to do?" "Okay, what? Okay, good, bye."
And by the way,
deal, right?
This guy was DFA'd by the White Sox
in March.
Yeah. Unlike a lot of Breslow moves, though, I actually understand this one.
Well, I understand it.
I mean, but that's a step forward considering what we're used to. I mean, think
I
about
don't agree with
what
it, but
he
I
got.
understand.
What he got at the deadline last year. This is okay. You filled a need. It is a wild overpay. But in Breslow's mind, you're like, okay, I already have 2 young, cheap lefty starters. Bennett has come on faster than we thought he would. He can slide into early spot. I still have Tolley as well. You know, I need a right-handed bat badly. This guy's under team control for another 4 years, I think it is, until 2030.
But you're going to play him as a middle infielder,
right.
probably.
I don't even think you're going to do that, Fred.
No,
he's going to be the DH for this team.
I know, but okay. So we can explore this in a lot of ways. So he's not a middle infielder. Okay. I'll ask you this: can the Red Sox win the World Series this year?
No.
Okay. So that's one. I heard Carabas on a national show talking about it from a Tigers perspective. Strangely enough. And like if they keep Skubal, yeah, you might make the playoffs, but you're not winning the World Series. So if you can get a haul for Skubal that puts you in a position to win the World Series, you trade him. So just the thing with this is that is this the kind of guy that you're going to want to have to be your DH for the next 3 years to fill the DH position, which by the way was Devers. Before you traded Devers.
I don't understand why you would ever want to make this guy your second baseman either.
No, I understand that because he can't.
At the beginning,
I know, but so my point is this: is that the middle infield is should be set, especially if Story comes back. There, you have, and by the way, you have Meyer, who you're supposed to.
Yeah,
who's your guy?
Who's supposed to? You're giving up on him now. I would strongly suggest not giving up on him. I don't know if he'll ever become something, but you see guys struggle for 3 years and then become all-stars. If you believe in his potential, I don't know if you certainly haven't given him enough time to prove that he can't play in the major leagues. That's crazy. And then, so you say, okay, he'll DH for us. But that's the guy you want. I don't know. Is this a high level DH for the next 3 years?
This is obviously, I would think that's the only place for him. If Meyer comes back, he's your shortstop. Monasterio becomes your utility infielder. I don't know what you do with Siegler, but honestly,
he's an upgrade over Romy Gonzalez right now.
Right? And you also have Romy
this
Gonzalez
year he's an upgrade.
there.
But my point is, yes, this year.
Right, this sounds like a rental. But you gave up Connolly early for a rental.
Right. And you got a guy who will probably affect the team positively more than Early would this year, perhaps.
Yes.
And I get that for this year. But if you're not winning the World Series, I don't know. Look, man, if they gave up like a package for two things. If they gave up a package for a stud that was you had team control over, great. If you give up a rental for or a really good minor leaguer for a rental, not the shortstop but the 11th guy in your system for a rental. I understand these things. Right-handed bat, I understand that. But this seems to me like you gave up a kid that, like you said, Dan, that you chose to throw in the offseason, or not in the postseason last year, and you gave him up for a guy to win this year when you're not going to win a World Series. And now you have this guy, and I just can predict next season going like, oh my God, Early's, is pitching is an all-star. And then you have this guy who's your DH that is a decent right-handed hitter that can't field or run. And what are they doing? I don't know.
It's a huge gamble, Fred. But again,
a gamble that you need to win.
But think about it though. Where is Craig Breslow at right now?
Right. Yeah.
That's part of it too. What is ownership saying to him? Like, hey, you got to make a move here. You have to. They've done this. We've gone on this incredible streak. We're relevant again. You have to do something to show the team and show the fans that we're in this. So go do something.
All right. So Meade wasn't in the lineup yesterday. He'll join the team on the West Coast tonight. Shortstop Sung-Chae Chang sent back to AAA Worcester to make room for him on the roster.
I don't like
that. No, but Dan,
how do you remember his name?
How do you remember his name, Dan?
Song Sung Blue by Neil Diamond, right?
That was the name of a movie.
And sing that song to it, Fred. Go ahead. Try it.
I don't know any Neil Diamond songs except for I'm a Believer.
Oh.
And Turn on Your Heart Light.
That's a problem. Forever in Blue Jeans, you don't know that one?
How's it go?
I don't know. Dan, how does it Forever in Blue Jeans?
Forever in Blue Jeans, money, bam, and it
yes, I think I do.
It don't sing and dance, and it don't walk.
Right.
Yeah.
This one goes, Sung-Chae Chang, everybody knows one.
There you go. So, beginning of a
walking around the newsroom at Channel 4, Fred?
That's why everyone loves you.
Beginning of a 7-game road trip tonight against the Athletics. The Athletics will be without a guy. We were talking about right-handed bats. Shane Langoliers, probably out for the season for the Athletics. He has a torn meniscus in his knee, so that took another right-handed bat off the board. Peyton Tolley will start tonight. We got time to do a quick Red Sox recap here? Or do you want a break? Okay. Red Sox wrapped up a 3-game series with Toronto at Fenway Park. Ranger Suarez got the start for the Sox in his first game off the injured list in this one.
Nice play by Suarez to second. Got it out there and a double play.
Oh, baby.
On a hot shot. Back to Ranger Suarez, who can pick it. Two down.
He's suave out there with the mitt, isn't he?
Yeah, he's suave, all right. Thank you, Will Middlebrooks. 4 shutout innings for Ranger Suarez. He walked no one and struck out 6. He threw 64 pitches. The Red Sox led 3-0 when he left. Thanks, believe it or not, to this guy.
And there you go. Base hit to the right center. 1 run in. Here comes Durbin. He's around to score. That's a 2-run single. 3-0 Boston.
Jarren Duran out of witness protection, a 2-run single. He actually had 3 hits in this game to raise his average to what, Dan Roach?
Who?
Jarren Duran, the highlight I just played.
198?
Correct. Dan's right. 198. In the 7th, with the Sox still leading 3-0, Duran led off with a single. Andrew Monasterio walked. They were bunted to second and third by Carlos Narvaez. Toronto brought in lefty reliever Brendan Little to face Masataka Yoshida. The Red Sox pinch hit Jahmai Jones. And, of course, because that's the way it's gone the last month, everything worked out.
High fly ball, left center field. That's deep back toward the wall. And that ball's off the green. That's going to score 2. The Red Sox add a couple more on a long drive off the wall by Jahmai Jones. It is 5-0.
Jahmai Jones made it 5-0. Red Sox go on to win 6-1. They take 2 out of 3 in the series. Jones hit 137 and 95 at-bats in Detroit this season, drove in 7 runs. Here, 3 for 8, 4 RBIs.
And I think that's part of it, too. Being over there Thursday for that day-night doubleheader when the streak ended, Fenway's just electric right now. And Fred, you have sat through many games this year over at Fenway where it's just been god-awful over there as far as the atmosphere, as far as the way things are going about, everybody's attitude. And that's part of maybe the ride here with Meade is that it's a joy to be over there watching baseball again. And I think everybody's feeling it. So it's part of what's going on here with this Red Sox team. And they've put themselves in the position where they're in the second wild card spot behind the Yankees right now. And they got a 1.5 game lead over the Guardians, and that
Guardians, by the way,
right?
just got swept
The
by
third-
Tampa Bay
yeah,
over the weekend.
And the American League's wide open right now, so I think the Red Sox are looking at it like, why not? This has been fun. Let's keep riding it.
Sox are 8-2 on the homestand. They won 22 of their last 26. Peyton Tolle, as I mentioned, pitching in Sacramento against the Athletics late tonight in the opener of a 4-game series. The Athletics have fewer home wins than anybody in the majors. They are 20-30 at home this season. The Sox, it lines up, should take 3 or 4 from
Watch,
this
he's
team.
going to have like
I know,
8 home runs
I
in
know,
Sacramento
I
because the
know.
ball flies there.
Kurtz will hit 4 homers
That's
tonight.
the way things
Sox
are
will
going,
lose,
Freddie.
I know.
Huh?
I'm surprised.
hot.
Well, I'm surprised that Oakland doesn't play better in Sacramento. You know, you get that big minor league feel that really lets you know you're in the majors.
Yeah.
How many people does that fit the park in Sacramento?
Can't be a lot.
It's going to
I
be
don't
like
know.
10, right?
Yeah,
At
well, that's
most.
got to.
My son worked there for a year.
Oh, in Sacramento.
Yeah, when they won the AAA championship.
Joan Didion's from there.
Really? Okay.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
It's the highest contract in the Patriots franchise history.
Somehow that music fits with Robert Kraft. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah.
Are you sure with that?
Participating fully. The other part of the weekend was that the Patriots signed second-round draft pick Gabe Akis and put him on the non-football injury list, but no bad storylines to start.
Yeah, so far everything's great. Camp happy, and Gonzalez surprised everybody by, we thought maybe he'd take part in individual drills, and then when the team stuff started, that he would step aside and just kind of, have a little bit of a hold in, but nothing. He's been out there fully participating. Broke up a pass in the first 11-on-11s yesterday with Drake May and company, intended for Booty, knocked it down pretty adamantly, and made another play later on. So he's been very active. He's been very good, looks very confident. And to hear Robert Kraft say that kind of surprised us on day one of camp on Saturday. So it sounds like they're close. I mean, whether or not it gets announced, could be as soon as today or the next couple of days. Sounds like they're going to come to a deal somewhere. You look at Trent McDuffie of the LA Rams. He's at $4 and 124, so it'll be higher than that. Now, the question was Witherspoon with Seattle. Do they go higher than that or match it? Do they care? Mike Vrabel said it has nothing to do with us as far as we're concerned trying to sign this guy. So we'll see, but it'll get done. There's no question in my mind it'll get done. He would be out there if it wasn't.
There's a precedent here that is a little bit dangerous in that you have a far bigger contract to deal with a year from now. And Drake May is due for an extension a year from now. And if you're going to set the market with Christian Gonzalez, Drake May is going to come to the table and go, okay, I want $70 million.
That was happening anyway.
Whatever the case may be, the point is May is going to really try and set the market a year from now.
As he should, result. And as he would. I mean, he arguably could. Would you be overly surprised if he was statistically the best quarterback in football this year? I mean, overly surprised. Like, would you be like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen?
No, based on what we saw last year, of course not.
So he's going into his third season. He was almost MVP last year. A lot of people think he should have been. He could have an MVP year where he sets the high marks in several categories. Yeah, he's gonna. Whatever they do with Christian Gonzalez, I understand what you're saying is that they're locking themselves into these deals, but you make a Super Bowl and you have young players on the roster,
and you have a guy shine in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, but regardless, I mean, you have one of the best corners in football. You got to pay him like that, and you got to retain your players. You got to, this is the price of doing business and being good. Is that you draft, develop, and then when these guys hit, you keep them. Now, you're not used to it because Belichick was so terrible at drafting the last half of his career.
And also so terrible in negotiating contracts with the players he had to try and lowball them. Yeah. So it is a little different.
And when you have Brady, you can play very fast and loose with, getting rid of players, quote unquote, too early. But, you've outfoxed everyone. But that's easy when you have a cornerback playing receiver for you and you can still win games because Tom Brady's throwing them the ball.
And yet Tom Brady taking the hometown discount all those years too. So
Right.
it all
Which I'm
fell
sure-
into place for them, which is
I wonder why he doesn't like coming back here.
They're the new NFL now, right? Basically, they have to go in line with what everybody else is doing.
Well, just look at good teams. I mean, look at the Lions. I mean, the Lions, it's
Got
almost
good,
like
and
a
then you
problem.
have
I
to
mean,
tear 'em apart.
Jesus. Hutchinson, St. Brown, Campbell, Penei Sewell, more. They just they haven't given Gibbs the deal yet, but they'll have to give Gibbs a deal. But the guys that they've already given deals to, I mean, like this is what you got to do. You got and the best players are going to set the market. And he was a first round pick. Great, you hit on Gonzalez. That's awesome. You hit on May. That's awesome. First round picks that you hit on. You got to pay him more than anyone else.
And a question, thinking about everyone's talking about the Patriots and their chances to get back and how good can they be, how many wins, if they're maybe a better team, the schedule is tougher and everything else. Do you guys look at May yet? Fred, you just started that answer about his numbers last year. So when you talk about Kansas City, what do you talk about? As long as Mahomes is healthy, you have a chance to be in the playoffs and for a Super Bowl. Do you feel that way about Drake yet?
Yes.
As long as he's healthy, they have a chance to. They'll make the playoffs and they should be good and contending.
I don't know if because I've seen good quarterbacks not make the playoffs. Like I think that yes, going into a season, as long as they have Drake May, I would believe that there is a chance they could go to the Super Bowl. I also would think that there's a chance they could miss the playoffs. But I wouldn't. I'd be more surprised if they made the Super Bowl than missed the playoffs. But I wouldn't bet against them making the Super Bowl. It's not obviously not like a ludicrous notion. I think that I think Drake May's great. I don't know how great the team is.
Well, there's another level you go to where there's Mahomes. You can get away with not having great wide receivers because what has Mahomes had to throw to for the last 4 or 5 years? Mahomes is in that category where it really doesn't matter what the roster is around him. He elevates everybody. While May is great, he's not in that category yet, which is why the Patriots went and got A.J. Brown.
Right. And so, if Mahomes comes back from this injury, but like 3 years ago, Mahomes was one of the top 4 quarterbacks of all time, not that season, but he was putting himself in the category of a top 5 quarterback of all time. May could get there. But he's obviously not at that level yet. So, yes, he's not Mahomes. But, May is I mean, how many quarterbacks would you take ahead of May right now? I mean, you'd still take Mahomes if he's healthy.
A handful at most.
Right.
A handful
Because I'm thinking
most.
of teams that won Super Bowls, and, I'd rather have May than Hurts, obviously. I'd rather have May than Darnold, obviously. I'm thinking of guys that have won Super Bowls. I'd rather have May than Herbert. I'd rather have May than Stroud, obviously. I'd rather have May. I'm trying to just think of teams in the playoffs.
Stafford, Allen, Mahomes, and then it dries up real quick.
I would rather have May than Stafford. Maybe not this season, but I'd rather have May than Stafford. Allen. I'd rather have Allen than May.
Yeah, Mahomes,
but that could
Allen,
change.
Stafford.
But that could change. May just needs to play more. I mean, May could outplay Allen this year.
Yeah, all the rest of them. I mean, you run out of room real quick.
Yeah, so, yes.
I mean, Prescott, Goff,
I'd rather
Caleb Williams.
Better.
Yeah,
He's better than all of them.
There isn't a lot. Jordan Love. I mean, it's
Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Good point. That's right. Rodgers is playing again this year. That's right.
There's two, absolutely two, and then there's a discussion.
I don't even think there's absolutely two. There's absolutely one, but because he could be better than Stafford this year, right?
No, Allen and Mahomes are the only two.
Oh, Allen Mahomes. Yeah, my apologies. And Mahomes is coming out over a major injury.
But then it dries up real fast. So, yeah.
Stafford's in a good spot with the team that he has, right?
Oh, and Stafford was fantastic last year, but
I think he did 46 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was great. It's just, and I remember before last year he was getting epidurals, and that doesn't sound good.
That was before the season started. I remember that.
So it didn't, and then he went out and was great.
But that was my whole point. That I think Patriots fans are worried, and we've heard when the schedule came out, this and that and everything else. I think you just got to feel good as a Patriots fan because you have Drake May as your quarterback.
Well, you're never going to be bad. Like, that's the thing is with Drake May, you're never going to be bad. Like, even if you don't make the playoffs this year, Like, the Lions didn't make the playoffs last year. They had a winning record. They weren't bad. I mean, the Lions could make the Super Bowl this year. Like, yeah, you're never going to be bad. As long as you have May and he's healthy, you're going to be good. You're going to be at least fun to watch, and with a possibility in late November, early December of making the playoffs. I mean, it would take a real... I just can't think of a scenario with May where that's not the case. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy.
A 3-hit day. Jahmai Jones added a late 2-run double, and Ranger Suarez do 4 shutout innings in his return from the injured list. Peyton Tolley starts tonight in Sacramento as the Red Sox open up a 7-game West Coast road trip. Newly acquired infielder Curtis Mead is expected in the lineup as the starting second baseman tonight. He was added to the active roster yesterday. Shortstop Sung Chae Cheng sent back to AAA Worcester. The Athletics will be down starting catcher Shane Langoliers. He may be out for the season with a torn meniscus in his knee. Patriots offense struggled a little bit on day 2 of training camp yesterday in Foxborough. Christian Gonzalez once again a full participant in the practice. Fullback Reggie Gilliam, the only player missing. First-round draft pick Caleb Lomu ran with the ones at right tackle as well. Team will hold a walkthrough at 10 a.m. this morning in Foxborough. Mike Vrabel will meet the media at 9:30. You can listen to that live here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Actually coaching the game.
Oh, it's just that is. I feel so strongly about that. I can't even tell you.
Boston Talk Sports here.
What do we got?
Sports.
Big show on the way.
Need a little help getting started in the morning?
It's very dangerous.
They've got the experts.
So, no.
Toucher and Hardy.
No.
On the Sports Hub.
In the market in a sign of unity and to show how progressive we are.
I kind of shamed LBF wasn't going to go, and I remember having this conversation with her before we left on Friday, and Adam 12, our good friend, was going to show up, but he got sick, so he couldn't make it. And I was like, LBF, everyone's coming, you should come. And she's like, well, I'm supposed to do something. I said, hey, Danielle's going to be there, you should show up. And her face turned red, and then there she was, having been shamed into it, arrived at the party, and she had a good time.
Well, I'm glad that you shamed her.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I do.
That was very nice of you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, Kendra would have come. She was in Albania. Rick Radzik was there.
Yep.
He kept a very low profile. Did you talk to him at all?
Oh, yeah. No. It was one of those things where we were very lucky. A lot of people wanted to shake our hands, take pictures with us. I was over in the corner. Rick, on more than one occasion, I got the old tap on the shoulder, say, hey, you got to go over there. So, Rick was present in my life anyway on Friday.
Why do you say you have to go over there?
Well, apparently we were taking a group photo, or it was time to go on stage, or he was just making sure we were all herded correctly.
Okay, so it's interesting because there was very little on our end that was planned. It was more like a handshake, take pictures. Say there's 300 people there.
So how'd it go?
So
what time did you get there?
We're getting there, Danny.
What'd you wear?
Danny.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, do you want to know what Hardy wore?
Yeah.
Oh,
he wore a sport jacket.
Really?
Very sharp dressed man.
To a club.
Yeah.
He wore a sport jacket.
He looked a little older than the rest of us.
He did. I was very shocked. He panicked. You know what happened is he panicked.
Yeah.
He panicked about going to the club. And this is a guy that lived in Vegas and was a big party guy.
Yeah.
And knew people in the industry and everything. He was going to clubs all the time. Yet he showed up in a blue sport jacket.
Yeah, Fred and I looked about 10 years younger than him. Yes.
For once in my life, maybe I looked younger than someone because I was shocked. He was dressed like he was doing NBC Sports Boston.
That's true.
If he was here, he would be so irritated that we were saying that.
Very true.
But so there was very little planned. It was going to be more like a meet and greet. We were dude. If Guy from Machine had shown up, we were going to come up on stage with him one time. But there was basically an introduction. Nick had made a video that was nice, like a quick video. The main thing was we didn't want to bore everyone with going on and on stage, and so it started off where there was like a video, and then we brought Nick and Adolfo out. Everyone applauds, da 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 da, and then at the end, Nick performed a song. I gave up on the whole nurses thing. I had smog, like the things. I'm like, I don't need it. But then there was, my new friend, the proprietor of DB's Golden Banana and the Squire, sent out 4 women. Now, I met the women from the Squire, and they were very nice. I never talked at any point to the women from DB's Golden Banana. Did you, Jonathan?
I did not. No.
They didn't seem, I don't even know how they knew to get on stage. But nonetheless, they danced with Adolfo, and they threw out towels, like small towels, maybe to take home and wipe up with. But nonetheless, they were there. And so it's time, and Ryan's there, and I'm there, and there's no young Nicholas. Now, I was told that we had to make a playlist, which I did with you guys, with the help of you guys.
Yep.
Then, Nick made this video, and then there had to be like things, but something had to be communicated to the audio staff and the visual staff.
We were all there. Doors are supposed to open at 8 o'clock, and it's 5 of 8, and the one guy that has to be there to go over things with the people who work there is not there.
So Nicholas not to be found. So Ryan and I go up and talk to the video people that are very, very nice, and we talk to them, and obviously they know this is a low stakes affair, and they understood everything. And then we're talking to the audio guys, but Nick is nowhere to be found, and Nick's excuse was dinner ran late, which is no excuse at all.
We got dinner at Assembly, and
I don't know what Assembly is.
Assembly Square.
Assembly
Where's that?
Row.
It's
down the street.
Yeah, it's not far.
It's not
in
far.
Somerville.
But dinner.
Where?
Somerville.
Well, that sounds far.
It's not far.
It's not far.
Not far.
Well, I know I went through Cambridge to get to Encore, but like it's far enough. It's not. There's 85 restaurants in the Encore.
The point is that he had dinner before he came.
How about you have dinner at Encore and then have your wife stay and pay the check, and then you can come to the club.
Walk upstairs.
15 restaurants at Encore. Why did you have to eat at Assembly?
Because we wanted to try this restaurant. Also,
Try it tomorrow. The next day.
But also,
I wanted to see what Bangor, Maine was like, so I decided to go up there.
Before I had this appearance.
Not the most affordable.
I don't care how expensive it was. You went
at Encore. It's very expensive.
Well, how much more expensive is Assembly? Or less expensive?
A little bit less. A little bit. Yeah, a little.
How
bit
much
less.
was dinner?
I don't know. I didn't pay.
Who paid?
Brittany.
Well, it's
because I was the special birthday boy.
Oh, there you go.
But you weren't even curious. It's coming out of one pile of money. I know it's mostly Brittany's, but it's coming out of one pile of money. But Nick has got a million excuses about why he was late.
To be honest, I didn't know because I was so I was starting to get really concerned about getting to the hotel.
Well, you should have. Did you stay there that night?
No.
Oh,
no.
Because I was going to say it was we couldn't afford to eat at Encore, but we stayed there. So you go and he can't get there on time because his dinner was running very late. That was his excuse, which is no excuse. The excuse would have been like there was a terrible accident and fire that blocked all the roads leading into the casino.
Yeah, we didn't spring the 8 o'clock call time on him at the last minute.
Well, there was a 7:30 call.
7:30. He knew he had to be there at a certain time.
We got there at 6. We thought we had plenty of time, but it took so long for us to get like our appetizer. It was like 30 minutes.
You got appetizers.
We got an appetizer.
Well, that doesn't sound like you were in much of a hurry.
But
you were
it
having
took so
like a nice
long for
long
it to get
meal.
for so long to get to the table. It was just
How about you ordered everything at once? Did you order appetizers
we
and then
didn't
wait to
realize
order your
at
dinner?
the time how slow it was going to be.
Well, you basically look, you were supposed to be there at 7:30. You went to dinner at 6.
Yeah.
Even if it's very close, let's say it takes 15 to 20 minutes to get from there to the casino. You have to park your car and then walk in to the. Did you park or Uber?
No, we Ubered.
Okay, so you have
And
to
that
Uber.
was hell. Yeah.
So you have to Uber, wait for your Uber, then walk in through the casino and get into Memoir. So 6 o'clock is not. I mean, you were giving yourself basically an hour to eat. Do you understand? Because you would need a half an hour to get there by 7:30.
Right.
You know,
It
So
was
Nick-
unfortunate. I was
It
really.
was
I was
also
really,
poor planning.
I know.
So Nick was very late, but luckily Ryan and I handled everything like true professionals.
Mm-hmm.
But Nick made a good video, so Nick, I'll give you credit for that. It ended with a picture of the Chile guy.
He also went for it while singing to the crowd. I thought he did a very good job.
I thought Nick and Adolfo did very good job singing their songs. Nick's was not too long. And then so what I did is when Adolfo came on stage, when I was introducing Adolfo, I was saying I wanted to make it clear, like, he was 19 when he started with the show, and now he's 40. And, like, time passes. And I said, and I said offhand, he's one of my best friends. So he gets up and everything ends. And so I go to the bathroom, and then when I come out, there's a bunch of people. And they're, taking pictures, and everyone's very nice. And I didn't have a bad experience in the evening. And then Adolfo comes up to me, and he's like, "Can I talk to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Am I really one of your best friends?"
Oh,
And I said, "Yeah, Adolfo, you're one of my best friends." So he hugs me, and then I'm like, "Okay, I gotta go." It's like 10:30 at this point, and I'm like, "I gotta go." And he's like, "I'll walk you out." So, and I thought he might be leaving too, but he was not. And so we go, and then this woman at the party, when we're going down the escalator, is coming up the escalator, and Adolfo's like, "I'm gonna hit that." And so I said, "Okay." I said, "You're gonna hit that."
Maybe a U-turn, go back. I can find my way to my car.
Now, I had no interest in it. I had no interest in hitting that, but Adolfo said he was gonna hit that. So I
Okay.
said, "All right."
Yeah, you go.
So I get my Uber. I get into my Uber, and Adolfo heads back in. Now, Ryan, you and Nick, you guys stayed till like 2 a.m, right? 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's great. Good for you. What happened is at the end, I'm like, wow, this place got really busy for this first DJ. And then I realized, oh, no, it's about the same amount of people, if not less. But they've roped off all these couches. I wish the couches
Which
were
they
there.
should have done for us.
Yeah, because then it would have looked packed.
Yeah.
But they roped off all these couches. Now, no one was sitting on any of the couches, but they were roped off.
Mm-hmm.
You get bottle service and everything there at Memoir. So,
what happened between 10:30 and 1:30?
So that's what I'm asking. So I left at 10:30. I was going to leave with Jonathan, but I got caught up. No one had any interest in talking to him anymore. It was all.
I'd worked the room. People went back for seconds and thirds with Freddie because there's just so much personality
You
to
have
go
to.
around.
Can't get enough of Fred.
I mean, they were overwhelmed with my charm.
That's right.
And so what did Adolfo indeed hit something? Did he get laid?
Oh, I have no idea. We left him.
Well, he did stay later than us. We left at like 1:30.
Whoa!
And he was still there. Now, was he with ladies when you left?
Don't think so.
I don't think so.
Were people from the party still there? Like anyone that was
some
at
of
the
them,
party?
some of the people from Marshfield, but they were getting ready to go.
No, were Marshfield the people? Your people from Marshfield?
Yeah.
Okay,
There was like 12 people that came from Marshfield.
Oh, to see you?
Yeah.
Okay. Were they at our party?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so they were hanging out. Now, what was Adolfo doing during that time?
Well, there was one point where it was, I don't know how it came up. We were talking about self-defense. He was like, "Do you know how to defend yourself?" And I was like, I guess I don't know. He's like, "Just throw a right hook. Just throw a right hook real quick." And then he goes, boom, blocked. And then it's just...
Well, he did take wood swords at one point and archery at one point while he was here. But did you see him with women?
No, not really.
Okay, because he was dead set on banging this one chick. Now, Ryan, now you're a single man, are you not?
Yes.
Were you able to parlay this party into a female friend?
I was walking around and talking to people, but I wasn't, specifically...
Did you get numbers?
No, I did not get any numbers.
Did you smooch anybody?
No.
Oh, Ryan.
I was just hanging out.
Opportunity missed.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
my
did.
goodness.
I did notice that Adolfo was talking to one of my friend's wives a little too long, and my friend was just waiting there, being like not looking very happy about it because
Well, he knew that Adolfo was going to take her away from her. I could see getting very jealous that Adolfo was talking to my wife too long.
I don't understand. I walked up to my friend. I was
Is
like,
Adolfo-
"It's okay. I think you have nothing to worry
Well,
about."
that's a great compliment to Adolfo that your friend thought Adolfo in front of your friend was going to steal his wife away.
I don't know.
Your friend's got a lot of self-esteem there.
No.
But Adolfo was going to take his wife away while he stood there. But I will say that it went very well. And
Is Adolfo still here?
No, he left the next morning. But the thing is that I was texting Hardy on the way back, and I'm like, "Hey, I think that went well." He goes, "I agree," and I'm like, and he goes, "I'm driving back with the girl from the Squire that is from Canton."
Oh,
and I am 99% sure, like I'm giving her a ride home, and I was 99% sure he was kidding, but he was talking to me on the speaker in the car, and I wasn't so sure that I'd not like to go have sex with her or anything. I thought he would, but, like, I just wasn't sure enough to keep
Not say anything?
to keep texting him.
Yeah, that's a
through the
bizarre-
series.
So is that why
series in the
Hardy's not
car.
here?
No.
No.
I'm sure he was joking, and it wasn't. It was just because I was like, oh, like, you know, the girls from the Squire and the girls from da because we had a bar tab open for the girls from the Squire, and that was no problem. But when the girls from DB's Golden Banana came there, that became a problem, and
They had to close that out?
Had to close it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, those girls, those girls from the Squire and the girls from DB's Golden Man, they were gone. I didn't. They were gone. I think as soon as that song was over, they were out the door. But it was good. It was I thank you everyone who came. It was very, very enjoyable. Everyone was very nice. I had a very good experience.
Not a bad experience to be had. Everyone, big fans of the show. Everyone wanted pictures with all of us. It was great.
Yeah, they took a lot of pictures.
Nice.
Danielle Muir took pictures and then posted pictures of you and I with her, Jonathan.
I saw
and
that.
her and Adolfo, and she's trying to steal our audience. Is what's happening.
I kind of suspect that's the truth. Yeah, she's a little
Very,
sneaky,
very underhanded,
little sneaky like that.
very
Yeah.
underhanded. No, she's lovely, and there you go.
We should find out when Adolfo actually left.
Well, Adolfo texted me to thank me for everything.
That was nice.
Even though you should have been thanking me. Because I laid out the dinero for that flight.
Is that right, boss? I didn't know that.
I'll do it. I'm sick of the S. I'll do it. Ugh. But
it was worth it. It was worth it.
No, it was nice. We haven't had a party. It's funny how much tamer things are now, but it's I bet you that is I would almost guarantee it, the first party I've done in my radio career that I haven't had alcohol. That it has to be. Like, now there's ones I didn't get drunk at, like drunk, but not many of them, but there are some. But that was the first one that I've done without drinking any alcohol. And I enjoyed myself. I thought it was good.
This first party we've had as a show without serious pre-produced bits since Meatballs and Manhattans at Hurricanes.
Yeah.
That was the last one, and what was that, 7, 8 years ago?
Probably more than that.
Nick?
When did
It was 2019.
Yeah.
There you go, 7 years ago.
Because you would know, because your father made out with Saugus' own adult film star, Tyler Faith.
Yes.
One of Tyler Faith's friends was there.
Yes.
Yeah. She was attractive.
Yes.
Man. She said she was friends with Tyler Faith, and I got very excited. I was like, ooh, you're friends with an adult film star. Let's chat. No, I'm just kidding. But everyone was very, very nice, and we had a good time, and I want to thank everyone for coming out. Maybe we'll do another one coming up here. All right, who is this, Ryan, that's joining us next?
Ian Kundle, Baseball America.
Danny.
Baseball America.
Gonna talk Red Sox farm system, Danny.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah. Why not, Freddie?
I mean, you don't come to our party. You're leaving at 9 today.
Listen, I didn't. Things happen, Fred.
Dan, he did. You are going to play a Rochi game later this hour.
It should be what's he asking Vrabel today. What do you think of the weather? Been pretty nice the last couple of days.
Dan, you feeling? Mike, you feeling a little thick today?
No, that'll never happen.
No, you got in a lot of trouble for that.
Oh my gosh!
All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening.
Hardy Dan Roach is in for Hardy. Dan Roach is a Baseball America subscriber, as was my father.
Really?
For several years. I had a Baseball America subscription for quite some time. Now, do you still get it in paper form?
Yes, it's part of the whole package that I get. I like to have it in paper.
Yeah, I used to get it when there wasn't even the internet option.
Yes.
Got to stay on top of things. Ian Kundal, you familiar with his work?
Yes. Yeah. Ian, I believe, is a big part of SoxProspects.com for years. Right? I have to ask him. Ian. Hello?
How you doing, guys?
Hey,
Good.
what's up? You're with Dan Roach.
Hi, Ian.
Hi, Dan. How you doing?
Good. You were with Sox Prospects for a long time, right?
I was, yep. That's where I came up in the baseball world.
That's what I thought so. We've been reading you for years. So
Dan's been paying your salary for all these years, my friend. So treat him with some respect.
In case you're wondering, very friendly environment you're walking into.
You thought we were really going to have at you. We were really going to make sport of you. That is not the case. Okay, Ian, the big trade was Curtis Mead from the Nationals for Connolly Early. At least nationally, you write this too, but nationally, the perception is that the Nationals won that trade. Just give us your thoughts on the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that was definitely the initial reception. I think it's a little more nuanced than that, though, because offensively, I think Mead is a great fit, and that was something that was expressed to me from other teams. It's, he's exactly what they needed. He's a potential middle of the order bat, good swing decisions. He's got power. He would be their second most productive hitter this season behind Wilson Contreras. And that's a really good fit. Right-handed pull hitter in the air, exactly what the Red Sox need. I think that the things that kind of tilted towards the Nationals right now is just Mead's lack of pedigree. This is a guy who has 22 career home runs. 17 of them have come this season. This is his fourth season of the big leagues. He's kind of a late bloomer, and we've seen that happen. That's not be all end all. He was traded in the offseason, at the end of spring training after he was DFA'd by the White Sox. But he's made tangible changes this season at the plate with the way he's setting up, kind of his approach, adopted a more upright stance. He's closer to the plate. He's changed his swing path, and the results have been really good. And I think that's what gives you some confidence that what he's doing at the plate is more sustainable. So I think the offensive side is a really good fit. The defense, I think, is more of the question because he's not a very good defender. He's playing third base and first base mostly this year, and has been he's really struggled on both sides there. And the Red Sox plan to play him at second base, and it's just a position we have not seen him much at this year. So I think that's just a big question mark on a team that has really made a run by playing with their pitching and good defense. You're installing someone at second base who's played 6 games there this year, and I think that's just a question that people have: is how is that going to work out?
How much of a risk is this for Breslow at this point? Is it because you can tell us? Do you think it's a seller's market? It's going to be hard to put together. You'll have to give so much to get another right-handed bat or whatever. How much of is this a risk-reward type of thing right now for Breslow? Where this team's at, what they've done with this hot streak and got themselves back in and kind of show of faith to the team and the fans here at this point.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's considerable risk here. As I said, this guy who's DFA'd before the season started. He's come a long way since then. And I think what they looked at was just the right-handed hitting market is in a weird place right now with Shea Langeliers tearing his meniscus and likely out for the foreseeable future and probably unmovable now. I think they just looked around and there aren't a ton of right-handed hitters that are going to be available. Jeremy Pena is reportedly off the market. You're looking at guys like a Zach Neto tier, and Curtis Mead right now is a better hitter than a lot of the names that have been thrown out there. He doesn't have the same track record or the same pedigree as them, but he's been more productive this season. And I think they just looked at it that, hey, we can deal from our surplus in pitching. We trust our pitching development. We've seen the last couple of years, what have they been able to develop? Starting pitchers. And they feel like they can backfill that Connolly Early spot like they already did with Jake Bennett this season and with other players. And whereas they struggle to develop bats, And so they traded from a position of depth and starting pitching in somewhere that they're really good at developing for an area they're maybe not so good at developing right now. And I think there's a chance, Meade comes with 4 years of control. So if this works out, it could be a really, really big addition to the team. I mean, that's the gamble, though. If Meade had a pedigree or had track record of performance like some of the other names available, he probably costs a lot more in this. And I think that's the gamble that Breslow's making, is that what we've seen in these 327 plate appearances this season is sustainable, and that's the player he is now, not the guy we've seen the last few years.
Having said all of that, though, Ian, how wild of an overpay is this from the Red Sox side of things?
I don't think it's as much as people are making out to, largely because Connolly Early he's a very good player. He's a very solid back-end starter. He just doesn't have the same upside of some of the other members of the Red Sox rotation, guys like Peyton Tolley and, frankly, even likely Jake Bennett, which is why, the back-end starter, that is a guy that you can find. And they're probably going to have to go out and get a starter in a trade now. They're pretty thin in depth. You're looking really right now, Brian Bayo's your only real depth option right now beyond the 5 that are in the rotation right now, and that includes Patrick Sandoval, who we don't really know what to expect from him. So they're going to have to go out and get another starter. But I think Connolly Early, kind of the expectations and how he debuted, created this image of a player that he's really not. He's a very good player. He's a very solid back-end starter, but the upside with him is pretty limited, in my opinion.
Okay, so you have Meade for the foreseeable future, and you mentioned not great defensively, and you write that he's going to be a DH. It's weird now with baseball, like how they value the DH position in the kinds of hitters that that you go, all right, I don't need the guy's glove. He's good enough just to hit for us. Is Meade someone that you would be comfortable with being a long-term DH option?
Yeah, I mean, if it comes to that, sure. I think they're not going to do that out of the gate. It sounds like they're going to try him at second base. I'd expect them to play some DH also, but they're going to try and make it work in the field. And maybe they can. And if they can, he'd be, or as of now, if you installed his production at second base from what he's done so far this year, he would be the best offensive second baseman in baseball. That's not a guarantee that he's going to be able to play second base. We'll have to see because he's not done it this year. But even if you have to translate the DH, I mean, you're looking at a guy who has an 852 OPS this year. He's got 17 home runs. Makes really good. He strikes out, only less than 20% strikeout rate. Walk rate's 12%. He checks a lot of the boxes you look for because he's going to get on base. He's going to make good swing decisions, and he's going to hit the ball in the air. And those are the things that the Red Sox really need. And he has power, much needed power from the right side. He hits lefties really well. If that's your DH, I think you're fine with that long term.
Okay, so you look at, and they have Meyer, who's still very young, and then they have Arias, who's apparently one of the best prospects in baseball, and he, at least in the minors, is a shortstop. Is there a log jam now at these middle infield positions?
I think right now it's with Andrew Monasterio playing for shortstop every day right now, I actually think that's a position they still could look to upgrade at the deadline. With Arias there, it's a little more tricky because you're probably looking at more of a stopgap option unless you are dealing Arias as part of a bigger trade for a shortstop. So I think that's what I'm watching is if they go out and are they going to try and find a long-term upgrade to shortstop? And if they do that, they're probably going to have to be involving Arias in any deal like that. And if they don't, if they're comfortable with Andrew Monasterio, you kind of wait to see what happens with Trevor Story and Marcelo Meyer. Because you have Arias ready, getting close to ready. He's not ready yet. He just got up to AAA. He's played his first 2 games there. I'm not sure he's an option for this season, but he's someone that I think could, if he has a strong finish to the season, you could be looking at it as contending for an opening day roster spot in 2027. So they're in kind of a weird position with that, where you're hoping either, you have 2 choices really, I think, for the rest of the season. You try to go with Monasterio, figure out maybe one of Meyer or Story comes back, or you go out and make a trade and get, one of those top options if they are even available, which we don't know yet.
Where do you think after, within the Sox organization, 2 parts. One first question is, how much faith do you have that Marcelo Meyer can eventually blossom on the major league level? The second part of that is, if we see some trades or a bigger trade on the big picture with the Sox, who are some of the players that Red Sox fans should be aware of that you would give up and not give up when it comes to their top prospects in their organization?
I think with Meyer, it's tricky because I think he came up a little too soon. This was a guy who has just never finished. He's never had consistent playing time in the minors, not because of talent, but because of injuries. He's never played more than 90 games in a season. He had some holes in his game, and he made his way through the system, and he was a solid performer at every level. I don't think he ever reached kind of the expectations as the number 4 overall pick, but I think that he does some things well, but right now he needed more seasoning in AAA, and I think that would be the best kind of path for him this season is when he comes back is to go down to AAA, get more reps there, get consistent playing time, and kind of work on some things at the plate. Because as we've seen, the defense he was better at second base than it was at shortstop, but I think long term the bat is the big question, and that's something that I think he needs to spend more time working on in the minors. In terms of the trade set, I don't really see anyone that I would call a true untouchable. I think that depending on the level of player you're talking about, you can make Marcelo Meyer available. You can make Franklin Arias available. I don't think they have someone that I would call a true untouchable right now in the organization.
Not even Anthony?
I mean, the list I think Roman Anthony still has a very bright future. I'm not worried at all about kind of what's happened with him so far this year. I think it's just, a fluky hand injury that has lingered a lot longer than expected. But, if you're talking about accessing the top, players available and one of them became available, then I think he was someone you would have to consider moving. I would not do it unless it's one of those elite players. But I think, anyone has to be available for the right player. You don't want to block yourself off from any negotiations because you have someone like Anthony considered untouchable.
Is the Red Sox farm system deep enough where you can package up 3 or 4 or 5 prospects to make a gigantic deal?
I think you would have to dip into the group from a major league level. That's where, you're bringing in the Myers, the Anthonys potentially to augment it. But a guy like Franklin Arias, we have him as the number 3 prospect in all of baseball. When you have that chip to play, it pretty much that gives you a lot of leeway in any potential deal because of how talented he is and how highly regarded he is around the game.
And the Red Sox, you feel with the right move, could contend for a World Series this year?
I think it's tricky because the National League, there's a couple of really, I think the National League's much better than the American League with the Dodgers and the Brewers. Okay. So I think that it's probably more realistic right now to say, they could contend for the American League pennant. I think with, 1 or 2 more moves. And I think that's the biggest thing that we need to see is with this deadline so far, I think the Curtis Meade trade, it really helps them. But right now it's incomplete. You need to go out and continue to make more moves. You need to get a starter. Maybe you need another bullpen arm, and you probably need another bat. Like, there's still work to be done, and I think once we kind of see the totality of Craig Breslow's moves at the deadline, we'll have a better idea of how things are going to take shape.
All right. Well, Ian Kundal from Baseball America, you got to talk to Dan Roach, and that's got to be a big treat.
Oh, I get to talk to Ian. That's a big treat.
Well, I was going to say the same thing. I mean, it's a mutual admiration club. Ian, thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, there you go. Ian, there you have it. We'll be back in just a moment here with the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox wrapped up.
We are Toucher and Hardy. Danny Roach is in today for Hardy, and Danny's got a game.
I'm not feeling great about it, so let's get it over with. I'll get through it with you guys.
Good. That's a good segment. You're not feeling good about
Rapid fire.
Boy.
We'll do our best.
Can't wait.
I didn't even know. I couldn't think of a song. I was stuck. Mental block. Thinking of a song for it and everything like that. So let's just hear. This is all I could do to start.
I won the 98 mile, made so sad, but now let's play a game that's really, really bad. All I want to do is play this game with Fred and John. That's all I got today. It's quiet.
What song is this?
It's for the wedding singer.
Oh boy!
Oh boy!
I love that song.
You found a karaoke version of the song from the wedding singer.
I want to grow old with you. That's what it is.
Yeah,
there it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you mentioned that you won 98 Mile, the live contest. You did mention that.
Long time ago.
That's right. That was a long time ago. All right, what's going on?
So this is, you guys have to identify whether or not this is a rock musician, a Cape Cod League All-Star participant.
I have to write this down. All right.
Or a current Patriot player on the 90-man roster.
Okay, because these are the rock thing. You just feel like you're of me. Is it you're indulging me?
Smile. A rock musician, a Patriots player, or what?
A Cape League All-Star.
All-Star game participant.
Because you were down in the Cape.
Yeah.
And you took in a game every day.
Very good.
You and your wife.
Yes.
And your wife enjoys it too.
She does.
She enjoys the game of baseball.
Yeah, and the atmosphere, and we had friends come in from Washington, D.C., and it was nice.
Yeah. And you would sit there, and do they serve alcohol at those games?
I don't know. No. They don't.
Okay. So you would sit there, and you would have your now. Did your friends from DC bring scorebooks too?
He did. Ken did. Yeah.
And you both kept score.
He kept score, and we would talk about different players and things like that. I saw some great games, and it was really enjoyable. And then TV 38 carried 6 games from the Cape League this year, and I was all set to do the 3rd through the 6th inning with the guys on the Cape Cod League All-Star game broadcast, and we got washed out because it poured.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, so these are kids that they didn't even get to play.
They played 2 innings, yeah, but
And the Cape League is college players
College
in a wood bat
All-Stars,
in a wood bat league.
And you find out whether or not they can hit with the wood bat, guys.
Wait a minute. You never saw Summer Catch?
No, but I mean every tournament's a wood bat tournament. I mean they even are in high school. All the high school tournaments are wood bat tournaments. But they how hard were people throwing in the Cape League?
One kid got up to 96, maybe 97. So they had some, a lot of kids. Like I saw a kid from Vanderbilt throw a heck of a 5 innings. So they throw hard.
You would figure if he went to Vanderbilt, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go, Danny.
All right.
What do we got?
All right. Is this a Patriot player on the 90-man roster, a rock musician, or a Cape Cod League All-Star Game participant? John Darius Morgan.
Well, this game speaks for itself. Because obviously we would know at least the last 40 players that won't make the team on the 90-man roster, and of course we're both well versed in the Cape League. So
I'm going to go Patriots player, Fred.
But hang on, John. The fun of it is that we don't know, and then the payoff is that it was a Cape League All-Star or someone on the 90-man roster. Now he says John Darius what?
John Darius Morgan.
Okay. John Darius Morgan. So that's 3 names.
Yeah.
Is it hyphenated?
No. It's actually 2 names.
John Darius.
John Darius is the first
name.
With a capital, capital J
yeah.
and a capital
All right.
D.
Yeah. Then you gave it away. Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots player.
Okay. There you go. Patriots rookie guard from Birmingham, Alabama.
Darius Morgan.
No.
But then when you said John Darius, I went, oh yes, that's
Patriots
a Patriots.
Patriots rookie guard from Birmingham, Alabama. Fred, your place.
Birmingham, Alabama
yes.
is the worst major city I've ever been to.
Okay, good.
Well, it's not a major city, but like a city with an airport.
Yes,
I'll say that.
All right, fair enough.
All right, next up, Jason Everman.
He made a face, so it sounds like he might be a rock guy because he made a face of disgust.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It's not a football player because it's not a football player because he just did that.
Yeah.
And if you're really playing by the game, I'm going to say Cape League player.
See, that was going to be so we agree again. Cape League All-Star.
Is this you doing Do You Love Me, the Kiss song?
Jason Everman funded the $600 recording session for Nirvana's debut album Bleach. It was pictured on the cover as a second guitarist and later played bass for Soundgarden. Despite playing in 2 grunge titans, he left music entirely and became a U.S. Army Special Forces Green Beret.
Okay, he never was in Soundgarden, so that's not true. I just listened to Kim Thau's book. They had that Yakamoto guy, and then they went right to the guy that was the current bass player. I'm telling you what we
researched,
yes.
Ryan and I. He was a song was from the album Hard to Believe, a Kiss covers compilation. So
interesting.
All right,
let's find out. Soundgarden bass players. Go on.
Okay, next one is Colin Burgess.
Colin Burgess.
Cape
well,
League.
Yeah, it's not going to be a rock guy because we just did
But
a
Jason
rock guy.
Everman was the bass player. He was never on an album, so does that count?
Yes,
he was
part of the
only
band.
in briefly on the Louder Than Love tour before departing the band. Yeah.
He funded the first ever recording session.
Yeah, no, but you said he was in Soundgarden. I didn't say he's not a musician.
But in Nirvana's.
Yeah, but you said he was in Soundgarden, which was a misnomer and confusing, calling into question this whole contest.
Oh.
Now I don't think it's a good contest.
All right, Colin Burgess, you both said Cape League player.
I said Patriots player.
I said Cape League player. He went. Yeah, he was in the military and had great heroic achievements
Don't try to
in the
make up
military.
for it now. Oh, you started. I've never heard of him.
Well, no, I didn't know off the top of my head he was, but you said Soundgarden, which I'm sticking with, that he was never on an album.
All right, last
Most
one.
obscure contest of all time.
Nathan Lewicki.
That's a Cape League All-Star.
Oh, let me do a face.
He hasn't had one. He hasn't had one yet.
Rock musician.
So Fred is give Fred the and John the. There you go. Nathan Jr. Lewicki plays for the Chatham Anglers.
Damn right he
Lewicki
does.
at the game-winning home run onto the hill in deep right field in a 4-3 win over Bourne on July 16th, which I witnessed in person.
Did you get the ball?
It was no.
Or did someone hand you another
Were you
ball and say
keeping
it was
score?
it?
Did you circle a home
The
run?
home run was part of a hot streak where he hit home runs to all three parts of the field within a 4-day span. So
Whoa.
remember the name. Nathan Jr. Lewicki starred for Oregon, now transferring to the University of Georgia to play his ball.
All right.
How about that? Now, rapid fire. Ready?
Yes.
This is the bonus part. This is for Fred. Or do you want to do John's part first? Or you tell me, Fred.
You can do John's part first.
All right, John's part first. All right. The most popular food at Wimbledon is?
Strawberries and cream.
Okay, second?
Fish and chips.
Ooh. Third?
I don't know. I have no hot dogs. I don't know.
Tea and scones.
Oh, of course.
All right,
it is.
Freddie. So, in honor of Milo, University of Maine prospect, the state animal of Maine is?
The peacock.
The moose. The state tree is?
Pubic hair.
The white pine. The state,
I don't think you're taking this seriously.
The state dessert is?
Bird feces.
Blueberry pie. The state treat?
Treat?
Yes. And I love this. I love.
There's a state treat?
Up in Maine, I've had them shipped to my house and everything else.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Oh, jeez.
State treat is?
Oh, it's your favorite?
And the Portland Sea Dogs wore these uniforms and had a game where they were called these.
Angel dust.
The whoopie pies. The state soft drink is? John, you'll like this.
Urine.
Moxie.
I was close.
And lastly, the state sweetener is? Everybody knows this from New England. The state sweetener is? Pure Maine.
Prostitute.
2 words. Pure Maine.
Sweet and low.
Maple syrup.
Damn it.
Very good.
All right,
Well
we'll be
done.
back.
I got 2 out of 3 of mine.
All right. Everyone slow down. I got none right. I feel terrible. All right, look. Hardy's out. Dan's here. You just did a horrible contest. It's time to chill.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Danny's here. You can ask him anything. You can ask anything of anyone. You could just make your statements. This is, Dan, you should love this. This is like the walking club. This is like the front porch of New England. This is New England's front porch. Let's just sit back, have some lemonade. It's time to shoot the breeze. 617-779-0985. Just call in. No agenda. 617-779-0985. Let's just kick back, man. Shooting the breeze coming right up. Dan loves it.
That was great.
We have full phone lines.
What did Dan say to you?
He said we're running late, so we got to keep this short. Dan doesn't like this. If you can't get through as we cycle through calls, 617-779-0985. It's time to...
Feel like shooting the breeze?
So and I have been shooting the here. 617.
Oh!
Hey, dump it. It's shooting the breeze.
Crown Royal and salsa water now for the summer breeze.
That's right. It is time to shoot the breeze. Dan, you should like this. This is just like sitting out on the old porch, talking to people in New England or maybe around internationally with the internet. And you can watch Dan Be Uncomfortable on YouTube. You can subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. But let's not waste any more time. Let's go to Ken. Ken, hello.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
So, to me, in the spirit of shooting the breeze, there's really nothing better than sitting in the backyard checking out my beautiful plants.
That's, woof. Danny, isn't that right?
Yeah.
You a big gardener, Danny?
No.
Okay.
No green thumb.
Ken, you keeping up to date on that garden?
Oh, yeah. My beautiful cannabis indica plants are just busting out, just starting to bloom.
Dan, do you smoke marijuana? Would you be interested in this? Indica is the chill kind.
Never once in my life.
Do you believe that, Ken? That he's never in all his days in rock radio or in college?
I would believe it. He's kind of the straight dude. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
he's not straight. Go ahead.
The plant itself is a beautiful thing, whether you like it or not, because it takes CO2 out of the air and provides oxygen. So it's a beautiful thing for the planet.
That's my best call we had. Thank you, Kenny.
Yeah, he's grown weed, and no wonder you like it so much.
You didn't insult me.
No, but we can.
No, you can't.
Let's go to line 6 that's Blind Scott, so we'll save that. Dan, hello, our friend Dan. Hi, Dan.
Hello. Sorry I missed the party. This is for Danny Roach. So you're at home alone with a raging erection, and you can't use your hands. You cannot use your hands. How do you alleviate the massive erection? What do you use in the house?
Do you microwave a melon?
Are there baseball cards around?
But you can't use your hands, so I suppose that but you wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't even be able to microwave the melon. You'd have to you'd rub against the bed or something. Dan? You've never masturbated. Daniel, your kids are adults. What it is unhealthy that you won't talk about it. I wish someone talked about it when I was doing it when I was younger. I thought I was the only one on the planet doing it. It made me feel shame.
Thanks for the call, Dan.
So, it's shooting the breeze, shooting the breeze, shooting the breeze, shooting the breeze.
All right, Chase, go ahead.
Danny Roach, I'm just driving down the freeway with my knees, watching videos on my phone with my hands. I was just wondering if you had a quick dad joke for me on this Monday.
Oh, Dan, that's right up your alley.
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
Please, not one of these.
The one about the dentist, 2:30. You told me the one about the golfer with the hole in his pants, the hole in one. So let's get a new one going.
Now, Dan off air is like almost an encyclopedia of racist jokes. So, Dan, do you have something clean for him? Did you just Google dad jokes?
Yeah, I
had to. He's trying, Chase. He wants to give you something.
What's a football player's favorite kind of dancer?
What's a football player's favorite kind of dancer, Chase?
I don't know.
A Belichick.
Nothing. I just stopped by to chat, shoot the breeze.
What's Belichick's favorite kind of girlfriend? A young one that will ruin his life. All right, here we go. Peter, go ahead.
Dan, which do you prefer? Skiing with the Yamaguchi sisters in Maine or going in the summer to the Chatham bathing beach with the Babonga girls? Bango.
Dan, do you prefer who do you think are more attractive, the women of Maine or Cape Cod?
Cape Cod.
Oh. Even in the summer?
Yeah.
You find yourself your eyes wandering a lot?
No.
Well, then how would you know?
I just see him passing.
So you do your
As
eyes
I'm
wander.
walking, I do my 4-mile walk.
Yeah.
5:30 in the morning. It's great.
Do you find yourself leering?
No.
Well, you seem pretty confident that the women in the Cape are more attractive.
I mean, you see them, so, they're in abundance.
They're abundant?
They're in abundance.
What, you're saying they're bosomy?
There's a lot of people.
Okay.
A lot of people down the Cape.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you leer at them?
I don't leer.
Okay.
I just walk by. Hey, morning.
Do you ever have to hide because you can't be seen from the waist down because you've become aroused?
No, Fred.
Okay.
All right, we'll be back.
Only 10 more minutes, Dan.
Brian, this will make you feel good. Brian, go ahead.
Hey, Dan. This is Danny. In the spirit of the trivia game for the Cape, I got one for you. I got a player in 2006, and he played for the Red Sox, the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. He was the catcher. Ends up being an executive in the MLB right now. Who am I talking about?
Okay, so Brian, he was a catcher for Yarmouth in the Cape League. Did he ever play in the major leagues?
Yep.
Okay, he did. Now, Danny, you cannot Google this. What year was this? Danny's Googling it. 2006. And now
2006.
He's a current executive.
Yes.
Oh.
And he's won a few World Series as well.
Oh, Danny, he played for Yarmouth. He's a catcher. He played in the major leagues. He's a executive who's won World Series. You can deduce this. There's, think of who's won recent World Series.
Buster Posey.
Well, Buster Posey's never won a World Series as a GM, has he?
No.
Well, that would eliminate Buster Posey. You've deduced wrong.
Oh.
Well, we'll never get the answer because I hung up. I figured that you would get it.
Let me look it up.
Didn't you think Dan would get that?
I did think Dan would
He didn't
get
even
that.
take a guess.
I'm trying to deduce it myself.
When
and
you
struggling.
ask him who's the most attractive women, he's the Cape.
Yeah.
But when you ask him a question about Cape Cod baseball that he pretends to like so much, he can't be bothered.
There was some serious leerage on Chatham recently.
Yeah, I mean, he was like Gazunga.
Yeah.
He was like,
Until the eyes popped out of his head.
Yeah, he was
like a
pulling his
cartoon.
sunglasses down.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why he rents that cherry red vet.
Wow. How about this? Huh?
You have an answer?
Buster Posey played in the Cape League for the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox in 2006 and 2007, winning back-to-back championships under manager Scott Pickler, who's still there. Played as a starting shortstop in the 2006 campaign, came back and played at catcher in the 2007 season.
But has he won a World Series as a general manager?
No, but he's won it 3 times as a player.
Okay.
I give Danny half credit. That's pretty good.
Well, he looked it up.
No. He said Posey before he looked it up.
Well, I know Buster Posey is a catcher. He's going to get fired as a GM, but I mean, San Francisco is a dumpster fire. All right,
It's pretty cool. It's where the stars of tomorrow shine tonight.
Justin, I'm aware of how good the Cape League is.
Okay.
I'm very aware. Justin, go
Let's
ahead.
game with me.
When am I on the Cape? I'm not my son. Justin, go ahead.
Toscano's, Fred and Dan, what does it take for you guys to get to Toscano's by the end of the week? You, Bill Sims, Joe Maz, the Jays, all of them, you know?
Yes, there is if you're watching on YouTube, someone has made a beautiful, have you seen this, Daniel?
Yeah, it's cool.
It's, Bill Simmons had written a tweet. He said, this is before Jaylen Brown. And by the way, good on all the NBA reporters for getting everything wrong. LeBron James, the whole nine. They just decided to report in every piece of information they get is incorrect. But Bill Simmons in adolescent fantasy. By the way, other reporters have reached out and told me they couldn't agree with me more, including Paul Perillo on the air. Do you know this tweet?
Yeah.
Okay, so he goes,
let's get them all together.
Jalen's situation can be fixed with 1 3-hour dinner in the private room at Toscano's. Do you even know what Toscano's is?
It's a restaurant on the North End.
I mean, like, what is this Boston crap, you know? Like, wow, you know a restaurant. Toscano's. Makes me sick. Hyphen, table for 6, the Jays, Joe Maz, Stevens, Chisholm, Wick. The right trade isn't there. Happened. Just talk it out with agents, family, and extended circles without flunkies poisoning it.
It's a great pick.
Yeah. Don't you find that to be an adolescent fantasy that he wanted them all to just go to a restaurant and he decided that the world needed to know that theory? Admit that's lame.
It's like trying to go to the Hamptons to bring in what? Kevin Durant?
Bill Simmons
Who was that?
is
that
a
dinner?
very talented writer and a tremendous businessman. That tweet is one of the most shameful tweets I've ever seen in my entire life. Wouldn't you be embarrassed? Don't you think that's embarrassing, Daniel?
If I tweeted that?
No, don't you think him tweeting it is embarrassing?
Oh, I don't know if it's embarrassing, but it's like...
Oh, come on. A grown man fantasizing about everyone getting together at a restaurant and hashing things out without flunkies? Yeah. You won't even say that that's bad?
No, it is.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
If one of your...
philosophy, the Italians, my Uncle Eckley.
Danny.
All right.
You all right?
Oh, it's like even when you're not talking about boners, the guy can't say anything.
Good morning, gentlemen.
I hope you get hit with a ball at the training camp today. Joey, go ahead.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. So, Dan, you're a pretty smart, intellectual guy.
Thank you.
So when it comes to political correctness, we can no longer use the term master bedroom. We refer to it as the primary bedroom. So when you box the clown, do you call it primaryation? What's the term you now use when you do it?
Box the clown.
I've never heard that.
I haven't heard that either.
Really
Joey, congratulations. That's a good
Joey.
question. That's a good question.
I didn't like that tweet by Simmons.
Thank you. Finally making a statement for that. Do you know when I was a kid and would go to Hilton Head, it was Shipyard Plantation and Sea Pines Plantation. They've changed that. They've taken away the plantation.
Oh, yes, I would think so, Fred.
Box the clown. I'm going to think about that later.
I mean, we're learning all these things.
That's
like
really good.
Poseidon's Kiss and the
Well, that's a Hardy
Box and the
special.
Clown.
I'd never heard of that one also.
Well, he didn't make it up.
I know.
All right. JP's got a stumper for you, Danny. JP, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess I'll take it down a notch with a boring trivia question for Rochi. But Rochi, who is the only MLB player to hit into the final out of a World Series, is also the MVP of a World Series, and has also hit a Game 7 winning hit in a World Series?
Ooh.
Think.
All right, what are the three
What
things?
do we think?
Last out, MVP, and game-winning
Game-winning hit.
in a Game 7.
Do we think of was it who did it for the
Oh, I
Diamondbacks?
might. Is it Freeze?
Ooh, that's
that might
pretty
be a good
good.
one.
I think you might have that. That's
was gonna
pretty
say,
good.
He hung up.
We know it was a Game 7. We know he was an MVP, but did he ever hit into the? You know what? Freeze was the MVP. Was in St. Louis? Yes. Okay, and with the Angels in 02, wasn't he?
Walk-off home run in Game 6.
No, but in Game 7, did he have the game-winning RBI to beat the San Francisco Giants in 02 or 2000? Whatever it was.
No, Freeze hit the home run. I think Dan's right in Game 6 against the Rangers.
That's a good guess, though.
That's a great guess.
Well, thank you. Oh boy,
Freddie Freeman? Is that possible?
that is possible.
I'm going to go with Freddie Freeman because he had the game-winning home run in the last in Game 7 against Toronto, didn't he? Last year.
Yeah, walk-off grand slam.
Yes.
But in
Game 1.
But in Game 7,
Yeah, he got the hit in Game 7.
I'm going to go with
Kirk
Freddie
Gibson?
Freeman.
No,
Freddie
that was
Freeman.
Game 1. Joe Carter?
That was Game
Joe
6. That was again 93 World Series
Game
against
6.
Toronto. That was Game 6.
Yeah, Fred.
Okay.
I'm going with Freddie Freeman.
Freeze forced the Game 7 in 2011.
Yeah. He hit the home run against Texas. Yeah.
He hung, but I don't know the answer.
And he hung up.
And he hung up.
I didn't hang up.
I was thinking
on him.
Luis Gonzalez. That was the first thing I thought, but was he an MVP?
I know. Was Freeman an MVP? I don't know.
See, I can just think of Eckstein was a guy that was an MVP.
Oh yeah.
And if he
He
was,
was
an
an
MVP,
MVP of the league, though, right?
he didn't say MVP. No, Eckstein was the MVP of the World Series. He was.
What were the other criteria?
the game-winning hit in a Game 7, MVP of the World Series, right?
The MVP of the World Series, not the league.
And hit into the final out, but I don't know when next time would it hit into
I'm going
the
to say
final out.
Freeman's
Clapping the D, shooting the breeze.
All right. Mark, go ahead.
Hey, Danny, you know who Franklin Arias is?
Yeah.
So I'm calling to see if you've been to Polo Park.
Yes.
You have. Do you want to go back?
Yes.
I'm inviting you to go.
Oh.
I'm inviting all of you to go. I don't think Fred would go. John, you're welcome to come too. But.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. I was there Thursday.
Yeah, Dan
Either
goes all the
Thursday.
time.
Yep.
He goes for free.
Chad
All right.
Tracy got into the and Dr. Steinberg into the Woo Sox Hall of Fame, and then before that there was a game at noon. I was there for that game too. It was great.
Well, thank God, Chad Tracy's probably reveling in that Woo Sox Hall of Fame honor.
quite
JP,
emotional.
what is the answer to the question?
The answer is former Red Sox player Edgar Renteria.
Oh, wow! I didn't know Renteria was an MVP of the World Series
with the Braves, right?
Oh, no, with the Marlins.
With the Marlins.
The
It would have been with the Marlins.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. In 97?
All right. Scott Zolak, you are on Shooting the Breeze.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, I'm down here in Chatham. I've been down here for 3 days of the last 3 days of my life, and where your little stupid baseball games take place. There's not enough money, I think, in the world to make me sit there for an hour. There is actually probably $10,000 for an hour, and I would give them an hour, but there's so much to see and do down here, Dan. I'm down here at Wauquasit. I haven't left the resort.
Oh, beautiful place.
Oh, my God. And, Dan, I have a master bedroom in my house where masturbation takes place. I'm sure you do that, too.
Did you go to the Squire? Did you go to the Wild Goose? What did you do down there, Zo?
Well, we had
Dan,
girls
just
from
say
the
it's a resort.
Squire.
Dan, they rolled out the red carpet. We just had a great time there. We never left the resort.
Awesome.
All right. Well, Scott, you're still down in the
Fred.
Cape?
Pardon me?
You're still down in the Cape?
I'm just leaving now. I have to drive to Gillette Stadium.
Oh, boy. All right.
That's right. Mr. Radzik wants me to work today. So
I was
I'm
telling you you on the air. I said you sent me some pictures. You're looking good, my friend.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work. A lot of clams.
All right. Thank you, Scott.
I love eating clams. I'll see you.
See you down there,
Take
Zo.
it easy, Scott. All right. Well, there you go. That's Shooting the Breeze.
It's shooting the breeze. Shooting the breeze. Shooting the
It
breeze.
wasn't bad today. A little awkward at times, but not bad.
I just don't know why you won't talk about spanking.
I don't think we need to, Fred, all right? Let's keep it above board.
No, I want you to talk about boxing the clown.
All right. Don't egg him on.
It's like you feel this shame, and I'm not quite sure why.
Fred, I just don't want to talk about it on the air. Off the air, Fred, I'll go on for hours.
Oh, thank God, please. All right, let's take a road trip and really hash it out. All right, LeBron James has gone to Philadelphia, if you haven't heard.
Also, interesting college football news that you will enjoy.
Oh, is that breaking?
Not enough for the sounder, but you'll enjoy this.
Okay, all right, I would like to hear that.
That's
all
a
right,
good
we'll be
tease.
back in just a moment. All right, it's packed by Steely Dan, and it's college news, so I have a feeling it involves Mr. Mike Lombardi.
That would be correct. This is breaking news out of Chapel Hill. The university.
This is breaking sports news, powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Okay, for this show, I guess the sounder would be worth it. The University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill has placed Michael Lombardi, GM for the Carolina football program, on paid administrative leave effective immediately. As is standard procedure with personnel matters, leadership, staff, and student athletes are prohibited from addressing this topic further and has no reflection on the merits. I'm not exactly sure what that last part means, but Michael Lombardi has done something to upset the school in some way, shape, or form. So Bill Belichick's barnacle has been plucked off. He is barnacle-free as of right this second.
Yeah, maybe he should not have written everything on his intellectual typewriter that he insisted upon. Michael Lombardi is a idiot. He's really stupid. I don't know. I say things are stupid and people are stupid. Lombardi's very, very dumb. Like, he's just an objectively stupid person. He says stupid things, But the problem is he thinks he's really smart.
The most dangerous type of person.
Absolutely. He lies about his football career. He says he was like an assistant to Bill Walsh, and then Bill Walsh's kids were like, he was an intern. Like, I don't know what he would like.
He went and
literally
got my
go get
dad coffee.
Yeah, he would literally go get them coffee.
Yeah.
So he makes speeches with rings that he didn't earn. Like under the premise, like it's almost like in my opinion fraud. He goes in under the guise of like this Super Bowl champion guy, and then we found out that the rings were manufactured by Belichick, and he like gave it to him. The team didn't give it to him. Belichick gave them to him. So it would be like if you or I had a Super Bowl ring.
Right.
That's exactly what it would be.
Correct.
Is that like we knew someone with the team that gave us a ring, and that's nice. I mean, but I'm not going to go out and have an agent make me available for public speaking engagements where I use that as part of the catch. That's fraudulent, correct?
Yes. In many ways, that's fraudulent.
Yeah,
Yes.
like that's a man of low moral fiber. That's a con artist, in my opinion. And look, and then you go, well, he was making like $1 million at UNC. Do you understand? This guy was working at radio places. I don't even know what the hell they are.
VSiN.
Yeah, like this nonsense. He was working at these like nonsense places. This big and then he would get, and I'm telling you, Mad Dog would have him on once a week to make fun of him. Just because he knew after he had Lombardi on, a sea of calls would come in about what a jackass he was. So the guy spent, and I can't imagine he was making any money at VSiN, correct? No. I would have to imagine it was like a paid like a part-time job.
Odds maker is what he was. Seriously.
So yeah,
VSiN's a gambling network.
So I bet you he's making like an hourly wage. And so, okay, he ate 15 years of his working life so he could go make $1 million at North Carolina. He was doing something with the Saudis. Remember, he was taking a plane.
Drove overseas to get... flew. Or maybe drove. It took
John's the Michael Lombardi of radio.
Slow boat to China. But, no, it was a fundraising trip for UNC.
He was doing all this stupid crap. And
you got to wonder, what's the...
what
is it, right?
Because
it's got to be good.
Because what he would have had to do, given the power that Belichick still yields at that school, and there's no way Belichick put him on administrative leave. There's none.
And given the state of college athletics and college football, he had to do something
really.
Dude, the AD at Michigan is the AD until December. Like they said they're getting rid of him, but they're giving him like 6 months to get his crap together. And he had coaches cheating and coaches pulling out butter knives, standing in front of women they were having affairs with, threatening to kill themselves.
Isn't it possible that they wanted to? This smacks of compromise. If he did something terrible.
Oh, they want to fire him, but they got to get their ducks in a row.
But the other part of it is paid administrative leave. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, it's paid administrative leave. Well, this is, I'd almost guarantee true. It's a public university, so it's the state of North Carolina. You can't just fire people anymore in these situations.
Right.
You have to go through a long investigative process. You can't even suspend them without pay. So it's going to be something that the university is pushing for. There's no way Belichick wants this happening. Mm-hmm. So it's over even Belichick's head, which makes me think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be morally wrong. I think it's going to be something that morally maybe like in terms of like accepting money or something like that. I don't think it's like anything criminal, but it's going to be something that we will be amazed how dumb it is. I can assure you of that.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
that does sound right.
I can't wait to see what it is.
Just everyone knows someone like this. And he just every time he talks, everyone knows something like this. This like really arrogant guy, not joking around, not like with any kind of making fun of themselves, nothing like that. Nothing like this. Not like Kilborn, who's doing this whole act that he realizes how ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
This is a guy who thinks he's really smart, which is the dumbest kind of dumb. If you acknowledge there's things I don't know and that I might not be the quickest person in the world, I got news for you. You're not that dumb. You're aware of your limitations. That makes you, as a human being, fairly smart. Don't have to know quantum physics to come off as like a member of society that can help. This guy's a total fool, and the arrogance on this guy, the arrogance of ignorance, just ugh. So I can't wait to find out what it is. It's something the university got super pissed about because Belichick, regardless of how crappy his team is, obviously still wields a lot of power. They didn't fire him. And Lombardi's his guy. Like his guy. I think Lombardi would be harder to fire than one of his kids. The guy that runs the program, that's the GM of the 33rd NFL franchise. Don't you think that it would be harder to get rid of him than one of Belichick's kids?
Sure.
He'd fight harder for him. This unit, boy, oh boy, did they make a mistake hiring Belichick. It's just disaster after disaster because there's no way they don't know Lombardi's dumb. There's no way.
Well, but 10 minutes into his tenure, we're giving this guy $1 million?
Yeah. I mean, and for what? So you could get a bunch of crap transfers that year and come in last in the ACC?
But he makes $1.5 million a year. His contract
of government money.
Yes, his contract is up January 15, 2028. So he's in the second year of a 3-year deal.
That is a government job, which means he's got to be one of the top 5 highest paid government employees in North Carolina. Belichick's one. And how many people that work in government make $1.5 million in government money?
He gets bonuses for North Carolina playing in a bowl game and for a top 25 final ranking too.
Well, they might as well make those bonuses $100 million. I mean, they were making bowls before Belichick came in.
Man.
I believe they made a bowl the year before.
Yeah, Mac Brown had him at 500.
Right? Yeah, Mac Brown had him in a bowl. Yeah. By the way,
I think they were here, weren't they?
Yeah, they might have been in that Fenway. Yeah, they were in that Fenway Bowl.
I think they were at Fenway Bowl.
Yeah, they made the Fenway Bowl. They didn't make the Fenway Bowl with Belichick.
Yeah.
Don't have to be that great to make a bowl. You don't even have to be 500 to make a bowl. I think you have to win
500, and then
because then
there are so many bowl games now. They're accepting 5-win teams.
Yes.
Belichick didn't make that.
No. Yes, that is the rule. They're accepting 5-win teams, and he did not win 5 games. They won 4.
Hopefully, we get an answer to what he did.
And 2 of those 4 teams were against one win was against Charlotte, and another win was against another sister of the poor school. Oh, boy. Oh, that idiot. And he's not going to take it lying down either. He's going to be all over the place trying to defend himself.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Bill says here in the next day or two.
It will be nothing. He'll say nothing. But I don't know who's going to do the interviews now with the radio
station. That's right. Who's going to run blocker for him? Good call.
Because if you recall, college coaches are Belichick was required to do it here. He was required to do it with Zoe. They're required to do these weekly radio shows. And so Belichick would come on as contractually obligated, but he brought Lombardi with him. And Belichick would just sit there and scowl and act like he was better than it, and Lombardi would talk. So now I wonder who he'll get. Maybe it will just be Jordan at this point. Belichick's really pretty good legacy still going on with that guy. Just carrying around idiots. And now people are telling me Patricia's not even that bad a guy. He was just terribly unequipped to be a head coach. And Belichick put him in a situation where he couldn't succeed. I mean, just everything he touches turns to garbage. Boy, was he lucky he got Brady. Now, Brady was his decision. And starting Brady and keeping Brady on that roster was ballsy. And I'll give him all of that. And when Bledsoe got healthy, keeping Brady, I mean, everyone knows this. Mm-hmm. So I do give Belichick a lot of credit for that. But everything that happened after that is more and more apparent that if he didn't have Tom Brady's quarterback, that thing would have been a disaster. A disaster. First 3 Super Bowls, you give it to Belichick. Very good coach. But time passes and the game changes. The league changes. Scouting changes. And he didn't change with the league. Bad.
I always want to build to go down to Annapolis and just be some sort of.
Well, if he loves the Navy so much and he's
Exactly.
and he's running around playing with himself over the Navy, first of all, he never enlisted, which he could have. Probably could have gone to the Naval Academy if he wanted to. He went to Wesleyan. That's a really good school and hard to get into. Could have gone to the Naval Academy. Yeah. I don't know why he didn't go down and be defensive coordinator of the Naval
easy,
Academy.
right after his dad, his legacy, and everything else.
Yeah,
Just
if he's
finish your
so into
career
Navy
of
and
football.
he's wearing the all torn up Navy shirts everywhere he goes, like he was in the Navy, stolen valor. But I've been saying that the whole time. Did you know that?
I said it first.
No, I said it first.
No, I think I did, Fred.
No. Ryan, pull tape. Go LexisNexis.
But Fred in Atlanta, he
AI
wasn't
Navy.
saying it.
Every time I
he
said
was just
Navy.
fat in Atlanta.
and
Body shaming?
No.
Now we're body shaming?
PHAT.
No.
Yes.
You meant FAT.
No.
You meant.
What I mean, John.
You meant.
You know me.
You meant thick. With
Just
two
in.
C's.
Play the breaking
Don't say
news
that, John.
sounder.
Don't say that.
Play the breaking news sounder. I have breaking news.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is Breaking Sports News, powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Dan Roach has just been placed on paid administrative leave by WBC Radio for his fat shaming comments directed at Fred Tudger.
Man.
All right.
Fat is a slang adjective that means very good, cool, or excellent.
Yeah.
Ready?
No, the last time that word was used was 1991.
You were
so-
fat in Atlanta. When were you in Atlanta?
I don't know their young MC
What
with
years?
your ancient
What years were
hip-hop
you in
lingo.
Atlanta?
I was in Atlanta from 99 to 2006.
Yeah. See, that's when it
Or
was,
98 to
that's
2006.
when that adjective was being thrown around.
That's right. That's
So,
yeah.
just hip with the times.
Well, listen, Atlanta was 60% black. It was every PHAT. You keep looking at your watch. Do you want to get out of here now?
No, not at all.
All right.
In case you missed it, Dan has to leave early.
Somebody
today.
just texted me. That's all, and it comes up on my watch.
Dan has to leave early.
That watch is just a big distraction, you fool. All right.
Love you too.
I love you. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
But I do it on the typewriter.
I know, which is his whole forte in life.
And I think he's probably like a really good guy.
seems
I
like
just
it, yeah.
don't know why he chose that in front of a bunch of
Venue.
middle schoolers to act like a total like hardo dick.
Okay, Dick.
Yeah, like just like yeah, you know.
Being a leader is being comfortable with raising your hand like, Miss Shelton, I don't know. Can you explain that to me? I don't know X, Y, and Z. I want to learn, right? Somebody been around somebody that feel like they know it all. I don't want to be around that person, right? I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I want to learn from somebody else.
So he says being around somebody that feels like they know it all. I don't want to be around that person. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I want to learn from somebody else, which is good advice for anybody, myself included. But I guess you could take that as when he says being around somebody feels like that they know it all. I don't want to be around that person.
Yeah. I think there's no like double entendres anyway. I think that's direct shot.
Sounds like it was time.
Yeah.
Right?
The
Plain
deeper
and
we
simple.
get into this,
More
the
you hear
more it
things.
is that it is time. It was time.
It was a great run, but unfortunately, it was
it's
kind of time.
Do you think it's interesting at all that Brown seemingly campaigned to get LeBron, like he was part of the campaign, given that the whole thing was that everyone was saying he wanted to be the guy?
Yeah, I think that's very strange. The dynamics with the 76ers are just odd. You know, LeBron said that stuff about Bronny at Las Vegas Summer League. And, I mean, Jaylen Brown said that stuff about Bronny, that he wasn't good, and LeBron held that against him.
Brown's got to go in and apologize to everybody.
Embiid's not Embiid's biggest guy either. So I think that'll be very interesting to see how that dynamic works.
Because his whole notion of being the guy seems to have changed with the obvious bitterness he feels towards the Celtics, and I would too. And now he just wants to beat the Celtics, and I guess he'll enlist anyone.
Just sounds like this 1 year coming up is like the revenge tour, and then we'll see if it blows up after that.
Just wait till they don't pick up that option. Just wait till they don't sign him to that extension because they have to pay Tyrese Maxey instead. Just wait.
Well, and they're going to have to pay Edgecombe, so there's no way they're going to give.
Embiid's on his way out, and LeBron is gone, but I'd pay Maxey before Brown. He's much younger.
Come on.
Much younger.
I mean, that's not even a conversation. And then I would save money for Edgecombe above Brown.
Seriously, and they're both going to be cheaper with this. Well, even Maxey's Supermax is going to be cheaper than what Brown is going to make. Oh yeah,
yeah. No, you can't afford to keep Brown. This is like the 1 year that they can,
I agree.
They can do this.
Philly's going to win. This is it.
If Philly's going to win, right? A lot of people still don't have them winning, but I don't trust anyone that covers basketball anymore because it's just a bunch of wrong.
Look at Vegas. The over-unders are about the same. Even though they just got LeBron, the over-unders as of this morning were 51.5 for both teams.
Really?
Celtics and Sixers.
Well, Celtics would be a good regular season team.
Yeah, they should be. It's just interesting how everyone got everything wrong with Brown. Now, I'm not talking about local people either. It's just everything wrong with Brown, everything wrong with LeBron. Just like everything was wrong. Like, and not only like the predictions of where people are going to go, but their perceived value in the league. That's what's interesting.
I found that shocking.
Is that like it appears that guys that cover the league have no idea what the league feels about the quality of the player, which is kind of the point of the expert. Like if you're an expert, you should know what the league thinks about a player. You can't overvalue stars like that. And then have the entire league go, oh no, we don't feel that way about him.
Everybody thought they'd get a huge haul for Brown.
Then you don't know anything about what the league thinks about anything. It was very strange how that went down. I don't recall that happening in another sport. I don't recall it happening where that like experts whose job is to analyze the players on the court, or the players on the field, the players on the ice have just been so far off on what the league thinks of someone. It's very strange. It makes you question the expertise. All right, Dan, get out of here already.
Safe travels.
Dan's going to be at WBZ television.
Later on today.
He'll
Probably
be
an A.J. Brown story because he's talking today.
Okay, he'll be out there at the Patriots training camp. And
by the way, if you're down there, say hi to Dan. He does autographs. He does pictures. It'll be great.
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
bye, John.
If you're down there with an old lady, she's going to want to meet him.
Love you, Fred.
Love you too, buddy.
See you, Danny.
Thanks, Ryan.
All right.
Nick, CC in the back. Take care.
CC, you got a shout out. That's got to make you feel good, Dan. Now, finally, put that on your resume, my dear, and you'll get anything you need. All right, that'll do it for us with Dan. We will be back for another hour. We'll try to limp through an hour without him. We'll be back in just a moment with Chad Graff.
Ticket not punched.
Hardy.
No, the ticket's not punched.
Fred.
You got a bunch of stuff wrong when you talk. So much for this country.
Dutcher and Hardy.
This country's a bunch of buffoons that don't know the rules.
You idiot. The Sports Hub.
It's our job is to recreate the things that we did really well last year, the culture, the ability to win different ways and find ways to win and understand how to win and understand how to prepare. And we're going to have a more difficult journey. That's just how it goes each and every year. That's what we're expecting. So we want it that way, and we'll prepare accordingly.
And then there were two. It's just me and Johnny. I guess Hardy's playing in the charity golf tournament today. Chad Graff. By the way, you can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Chad Graff, kind enough to join us from time to time, writes about the Patriots for The Athletic. He's down at training camp as Mike Vrabel scheduled to speak at 9:30 this morning. Hello, Chad.
What's going on, gentlemen? I can't believe I missed Roge.
Yeah.
He's on his way down. You'll see him soon enough.
And I hope the station doesn't pay him for a full day because, my God.
Front row, left seat. I know exactly where he'll be. It's probably marked off with a reserve sign right now.
It's a velvet rope, my friend. That's what happens. Before we get into the meat of Patriots training camp, there's a note this morning from Mike Reese that we wanted to get your opinion on and what it all means. Of course, Patriots signed second-round draft pick Gabe Akis over the weekend, but Reese has a note that says it's kind of an unusually structured contract. There's an injury waiver on the left knee. The waiver voids after 2028. Needless to say, this was the sticking point to signing him in the first place. It looks like a compromise, but what specifically does an injury waiver do? Does that mean the Patriots don't have to pay him if he has a knee problem in the first 2 years?
Yeah, my understanding is that they could get that guaranteed money back. And yeah, is this a compromise? Maybe, and they'll probably try to pitch it as such, but it does seem like the player's giving up an awful lot here and makes you wonder, gosh, what was the last 3 months about? What was it about missing OTAs and minicamp if you were just going to put this void in your contract anyway? And now Gabe Akis, who we all thought was going to be the rookie who contributed the most to the Patriots this season, is starting off not just behind schedule. He's not even going to practice in the first 3, 4, maybe 5 days of training camp. He's on the non-football injury list, basically, because not only did he not participate in practices this spring, he wasn't in meetings or anything, so he doesn't even know the playbook or what to do, or, hey, when we do this sign, that means you do this. So he's got so much to get caught up on so fast. The Patriots raved about his character when they drafted him, and I think they better hope that he's able to pick up things pretty quickly.
Yeah, at his position, how much of a disadvantage is that? Do you think it's going to take, the whole season? Is he going to be fine, the first game? What is your anticipation, knowing what you do about the NFL, your expectations about how that's going to affect him in terms of when he becomes an effective player, if he does?
Yeah, they're fortunate in that position, that kind of edge rusher, pass rush, rotational role is not the hardest for rookies to learn. Tight end is much harder. Center is much harder. Those positions tend to not be super easy for rookies, whereas edge rushers can make an impact pretty quickly. And yet, even while acknowledging that, those rookies make an impact in part because they learned the playbook in the spring and they were around and figuring out what to do. And so he's just going to be behind. I think that probably will continue the first couple weeks of the season. By October, I think you would think and hope he'll be, full go at that point and understanding what to do. But as far as week one, I definitely think it's fair to say that he's behind in week one. And that's especially concerning, not just because edge rusher is maybe the weakest position of the defense, but also one of the starters, Harold Landry, still hasn't practiced all spring in the first couple of training camp practices on the PUP list right now as he recovers from this kind of very long, lingering knee injury.
It also sounds like even when he's up to speed and playing, he's a situational guy, at least for his rookie season. I mean, you would hope his second-round pick would play a lot, but it sounds like the snaps are going to be limited for him regardless.
Yeah, well, and all of that kind of makes it super interesting to me what happens with this rookie class. This new regime for the Patriots, led by Mike Vrabel, but influenced as well by Ryan Cowden and John Stryker and all the people that Vrabel brought with him, got a ton of credit for last year's draft class and from the contributions that they got. And fourth-round pick Craig Woodson looking like a stud, especially in the playoffs, even as a rookie. And so they got all this credit for the draft class. And now I think it's an open question what this draft class is going to look like when you consider Caleb Womu probably starts on the bench, but contributes as a jumbo tight end in goal line situations. So not a massive influence from the first-round pick. The second-round pick is starting off behind schedule. The third-round pick, Eli Raridan, suddenly has a ton on his plate. He was supposed to be the number 3 tight end. He's vaulted up to number 2 because the number 2 guy, Julian Hill, suffered a season-ending injury. And that is super interesting to me because when they drafted Eli Raridan, it was almost with the expectation of he's going to kind of sort of get a redshirt year. He needs to get stronger. We need to build him up a little bit more. Well, all of a sudden, you can't do that. And so I think this is a big couple of weeks for Eli Raridan because if he's good enough, I think the Patriots will start to trust him. But if not, tight end is a position that it wouldn't surprise me if they look to trade a 7th-round pick for someone or scour the waiver wire if someone surprising gets cut at that position.
Okay, Chad, Christian Gonzalez has been participating fully, and that was a surprise to some. And then Robert Kraft sauntered onto the field and gave a very smooth explanation that they have made an offer to make him the highest paid corner in the NFL. Where does that stand to your understanding?
I think the ball is in Christian Gonzalez's court. The Patriots feel like, hey, we made you an offer that checks all the boxes that you wanted. You want to reset the quarterback market, be the highest paid player there, be the highest paid player in Patriots franchise history. Ball's in your court now. And from his perspective, because of, something that we've discussed plenty, the fact that he shares an agent with Devin Witherspoon, who's arguably the MVP of the Super Bowl, it's a little bit different where normally you just say, yeah, ball's in your court. Well, now he can look at it and be like, well, let's see if the Seahawks balk first, because if the Seahawks give Witherspoon 32.5. All of a sudden, I want 33.5 because I still want to reset the cornerback market. So I think it's a little bit of a game of chicken right now between the Patriots and the Seahawks. Coincidentally, teams that met in the Super Bowl, and we'll meet on September 9th for the opener of, hey, which one of us is going to up our offer first to just get this done? Let's get this headache out of the way for $500,000 or whatever it ends up being a year. So we'll see if it's the Seahawks or the Patriots first, because whoever goes first, the second guy is going to want a little bit more money.
But at the same time, he's out there participating fully, these first 2 days, and that tells me, at the very least, he's listening or they're close, one or the other.
Yeah, I do think this will get done before September 9th. I think it'll probably drag on for a couple more weeks. But all the expectation is Christian Gonzalez is going to be a long-term member of the Patriots. This is kind of how things go and, playing the PR battle a little bit. But I do think he'll sign. I do think he'll be a member of the Patriots for quite a few years coming up. But also, he's not just participating. He's been awesome. Like, there was all this discussion of A.J. Brown and Christian Gonzalez. It's only 2 days, and you don't want to make too much of it. And A.J. Brown is presumably still learning the offense. Christian Gonzalez has been getting the better of him on almost every rep. Christian Gonzalez has been very, very good against A.J. Brown so far.
And all in all, they don't put the pads on until Thursday, but the first 2 days of camp, the defense looks really good.
Totally. And I think, it would have set off alarm bells for me if it weren't that way. Like, coming into this season, I think we all expect that the offense is going to be really good. You give Drake May, after that incredible season, presumably a better running game, a better offensive line, better wide receivers. Like, that's going to be good. That will get sorted out. My concern in all of this has been, is the defense actually as good as we think? Like, did some of what they accomplished in the second half last season, was some of that smoke and mirrors with the blitz rate and leaning on a really good secondary and not having injuries back there? Like, that was kind of my concern. And so I'm very curious to follow the defense. They were very good at limiting explosive plays a year ago. And if they struggled from day one and just got it taken to them from the offense, that would have set off alarm bells to me. And instead, the defense is doing what they should be doing, which is early in camp, the defense should be winning the day. And that's what's happened so far.
Can you tell a difference between the beginning of this year and the beginning of last year? They made the Super Bowl. Is there, Vrabel's a veteran coach and he was in there last year, but is there a discernible difference?
I think there's a difference just in terms of like how buttoned up it is now and not having to have kind of tiptoes of, Vrabel brought in plenty of guys, but there were so many players last year who also didn't know him or were totally unfamiliar as a brand new team. And so for them to have the continuity that they do, Zach Coor calling defensive plays again, Josh McDaniels back with Drake May, like everybody just kind of knows what they're doing. I think there's a little bit more comfort in what they're doing. But I think there's still some massive questions for them, including like they were so good at getting explosive plays last year. We saw Keyshawn Boutte in the deep ball all the time. Travion Henderson broke off deep runs. Teams are not going to play them with single high coverage anymore. That happened last year because nobody respected their wide receivers, even as they were getting beat. That, I think, with A.J. Brown is going to change. They're going to get a bunch of defenses saying, hey, we're not going to let you beat us deep. You can beat us whatever way you want, but you're not going to beat us deep. And what is the Patriots' answer to that? I think that's like the big question for training camp.
Yeah, and you mentioned Keyshawn Boutte. He's obviously got a connection with Drake May. He seems like he might be someone that the Patriots would want to deal. Do you hang on to him because he's got that relationship with Drake May or that kind of that thing with Drake May? Do you hang on to him and wait for someone in another camp to get hurt? Like,
how about this for a conspiracy theory? The two big catches he made the first 2 days, showcasing him. Forcing the ball to him.
Well, obviously,
increasing the trade value.
Chad, that goes without saying, so we'll just assume that to be true. But where do you think Keyshawn Boutte stands as this training camp goes on?
I think it's less all of that and more you probably keep him just because what's your alternative? Like, if they could have gotten a 4th-round pick for him before the draft, I think that happens in 2 seconds, just with where Boutte's at with his contract situation. But I think teams around the league, for whatever reason, and Patriots fans can disagree, they don't look at him and say, this is a game-breaking type of receiver. We're only going to get him for 1 year because he's only got a year left on his contract, and we don't want to give up an early day 3 pick for this guy. And so I think you almost keep him just because, what, you're just going to cut him? That's your other alternative? This has been, I think, best case scenario for the Patriots. I kind of wondered if Kayshon Boutte was going to come into camp a little bit like Matthew Judon a couple years ago, upset with his contract, moping around, making a little bit of a scene. The fact that he hasn't done that is, I think, a huge win for the Patriots because it took off a potential headache off their hands.
Is it possible that Boutte could force himself into some playing time over Dobbs? I mean, are we allowed to think this way? Because I was told it was going to be Brown on one side and Dobbs on the other side.
I still think it's Brown on one side and Dobbs on the other side. I think maybe he could sort of cut into Dobbs' playing time, but I think his hope has to be like, Dobbs is an outside guy. Brown is an outside guy. They're going to need a break at some point. I want to be that first guy off the bench, not Mac Hollins. Like, it's easy to forget. This coaching staff loves Mac Hollins. He played more than any other wide receiver for the Patriots last season. They love them some Mac Hollins. They like how he blocks. And so I think for Kayshon Boutte, it's less about that and more about, like, can I leapfrog Hollins and make him expendable? And if so, I think that kind of changes the dynamic.
All right. Well, look, Chad Graff, enjoy the Mike Vrabel press conference. Really hard hit him. Bring up the Rossini stuff, please. Ask him what's going on with Mike Lombardi and why he's been put on administrative leave, paid administrative leave with North Carolina. Have you heard about that?
I saw that today. I will be very curious to follow up and read more on that story.
Well, it's got to be bad because Belichick didn't want that. So the administration said, okay, well, we got to step in. So that should be fun. He's a piece of crap. We all agree. Chad Graff is not a piece of crap. He's a wonderful man. Chad, enjoy yourself today. We appreciate the time as always, sir.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, we appreciate it. I can't tell you how excited I am that Michael Lombardi's an administrative
We all knew, because when I said, all right, I have this, how do you want to frame that? Everyone in the back was very excited to present this to you.
Yeah.
Mike Lombardi, and the more we hear about it, we don't have anything more than the brass tacks right now, but the fact that Bill Belichick had nothing to do with this.
Well, I knew that right away.
Well,
when you, and I know that it's been confirmed, but when John has read that it's been confirmed that Bill Belichick had nothing to do. Michael Lombardi is the GM in quotations of the North Carolina football program. He's been put on administrative leave. As soon as you said that, I knew it was had to have been the administration. There's no way Belichick's doing anything over there. I mean, Belichick's not going to do anything that they want him to do. So the administration had to step in. I cannot wait to find out what it is. In the fact it's a paid administrative leave because it's very difficult for government, these universities, especially these universities, to fire people. You have to have cause, and you have to do a thorough investigation. Yep. Sometime today it will get out what it is. And it's only 9:20 in the morning. Like at some point, and so tomorrow, just pencil in, Ryan, maybe an hour on Michael Lombardi. But
the fact that Bill didn't stand in the way or couldn't stand in the way, and this bears repeating, Mike is Bill's guy. First hire, most expensive GM in the nation, makes $1.5 million a year, and they were forced to put him on administrative leave. Something bad is going on here. This isn't a recruiting violation, a phone call he shouldn't have made. This isn't an NCAA thing. Bill took over that program, and it was hands off for A.D. Bubba and everybody else there. This is something where the university are like, no. This is bad. You got to get out of the way of this unless you want your job to be in jeopardy.
And I don't know enough about college football because I'm starting to care less and less about it because it's just become a bad minor league for the NFL. There's no continuity and you can just do whatever you want. So I don't even know how you would get in trouble recruiting. Like, I don't even know, what you could do.
That's just it. Money's getting tossed around all over the place.
And also, what's tampering? I mean, the transfer portal starts before the bowl games. I don't even know how you could really tamper.
As I said, this isn't a rogue phone call during the non-tampering period. I'm sure that's happened everywhere. This isn't the university going, no, clean program recruiting-wise. We can't be doing this. This is something outside of football. It has to be something outside of football.
I mean, yeah.
Whatever it is.
I mean, you can bet on football and still,
almost go back to college, for God's sake.
I mean, you can have your, ninth year of eligibility like the old Miss quarterback. I mean, it's just, there's no rules. So I would be very surprised if it's something necessarily football related, unless he screwed around again in Saudi Arabia and got in a lot of trouble. I don't know.
I don't know, but
the mind wanders.
There are so many details about this I want to hear. I want to hear Bill. I want to see Bill forced to stand up there and answer questions, even if he evades them. I want to see Bill have to stand up there and talk about his guy.
Well, the good news is that the North Carolina press hates him. So that will be – they're not afraid of Bill Belichick. So, it's not one of these things where it's like, oh, shucks media.
Would it be worth talking to a North Carolina person for tomorrow? I wonder.
Yes, Ryan, that would be very worth it to me. Thank you. But make sure they don't like him.
Yeah.
Because I don't need – which won't be hard to find because I find it very hard to believe anyone likes him over
So
there.
we have Vrabel at 9:30. Let's get to it.
Yeah, so we'll break. We'll talk for a little bit when we come back, and then we'll get to Vrabel when he goes live.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy.
We went through this last offseason. He had a great offseason. He had a good training camp, and that, played out during the season. He was a large part of our success, and his communication through this offseason with Todd and myself, and he's a pro. He understands what his job is, and he's gotten off to a good start. So I've got a lot of respect for him for the way that he's handled all these different situations and the conversations outside of here and the noise that, doesn't affect, his performance on the field.
Award winners.
We did, and I probably failed to mention that just the other day, but it was a good showing by the second-year group, Kyle Williams, Elijah Ponder, Jared Wilson, and Will Campbell. So that's really good to see from a second-year group. We had a lot of really good efforts in there, and I thought guys made strides. But it was good to see those guys from year one to year two be able to, help us establish something in the offseason.
How was that kid move and acclimating first time in the NFL?
Well, there's a lot of new things, a lot of firsts out there, and things that show up. Got him, try to get him some jumbo tight end work, and he'll play some tackle, he'll play some guard. We're just going to look at some versatility and see, where he fits and how he can help us, and then, but there'll be a lot of things that are going to be new to him, and some techniques that are different, and run schemes and pass protection. So he's a willing participant. He's a willing learner. He learns quick. He usually doesn't make the same mistake twice.
I know you're loath to talk about injuries, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask that some of the details of Gabe's contract has leaked out, and there's an injury waiver for his left knee. Seems unusual. Is that something the club was aware of when he was drafted back in April?
Well, I think the one thing is I'm not going to talk about specific contracts or the details with the contract. The most important thing is that we're Gabe's here and that we're all on the same page and that we're excited to move forward with Gabe and try to explain to him that, again, with everything there's in this business and professional sports, we've talked about that there's a professional side and there's a personal side, and he had to deal with the professional side much earlier than some other players in their careers. And so we maintained a personal relationship, and, Smitty did the same thing as his position coach. And, he, by all accounts, has been working hard and is ready to go. And we'll evaluate that here over the next couple of days and, be able to acclimate him as quickly as possible.
I feel like there's real possibility he could miss this season.
Again, I don't want to say nothing's 100%. I don't anticipate that whatsoever. I don't. I'm excited where he's at. I'm excited that he wants to be here. He wants to get going, and he doesn't want to be on the field with the trainer. I'll tell you that. He wants to get back out there and play ball and be the player that we drafted and wanted to be here.
Feel like your personal relationship with him has gotten off on the right foot. Like there was some, you guys all spoke about how much you liked him as a player, Gabe, or as a person right after you drafted him. Still feel the same way about him?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that just, there's things that everybody can control and there's things that you can't. And I'm not, when they're here, I'm going to coach them and I'm going to get to know them and I'm going to do everything that I can to push them and help them and, try to get him acclimated as quickly as possible. I mean, this is all things that we have to deal with as coaches at this level. And then when they're here, it's our job to get them ready and help them improve.
Mike, with A.J. Brown coming in when he did, was there any kind of additional onboarding or work with coaches that you had to do to get him up to speed, or a guy of his stature?
Well, there's a lot there to unpack as a receiver, especially if you want to move around and you don't want to just line up in one spot. There's a lot there. So, A.J. Worked really hard with Todd and his position coach, and they'll continue to do that. And we have a lot of walkthroughs and things like that help them, get acclimated in how we move players around. So I think he'll have plenty of time through training camp and everything that we're going to do to make sure that he's where he needs to be. And it's the same thing when we sign a receiver, in training camp. You look at Kobe Prentice, and he's trying to do the same thing, and he's trying to figure something out so that he can be evaluated.
What kind of growth have you seen from Eli Raridan since he came in the spring?
Well, again, Eli, new offense, new scheme, new NFL, and capable, willing learner. We'll see when pads come on, things change, but I think he's tried to play with the speed that we felt like he had and may not always have shown. And sometimes with the younger players, it's, hey, let's go play and push the envelope, and let's play faster and almost to the point of out of control, and then we can coach the details and dial you back, and really to understand the speed of this game at this level. And sometimes they try to be right, and trying to be right, they don't play as fast. And so, not that I've given some of these young guys a free pass to make mistakes, but it's, we can coach mistakes, we can't coach you to play faster.
After you guys lost Antonio Gibson last year, you guys cycled through a handful of different guys at kick returner. What do you think about the group now coming into the season? And has there been anyone who's maybe distinguished themselves over the course of the spring and the summer?
It's really hard. We didn't spend a whole lot of time on kickoff return. It's a critical play, which we will spend a lot of time going forward. But you're right. That has to be somebody that we can find that can help us create field position and makes teams think about kicking off to us, or putting the ball in the end zone and giving it to us at the 35, because we have a real weapon there. And you saw the impact that Marcus made for us in the return game when we could force teams to punt last year, and the difference that made in a lot of games. It's just we'll continue to cycle through and take a look at some of these receivers, but also look at some of these running backs that can kind of help us.
Mike, you mentioned the other day calling a lot of zone block stuff, non-padded practice.
Yeah.
When you're scripting the pass plays for these practices, are you trying to marry those same concepts specifically to play action, or what's the thing?
Yeah, we are. It's just some of the play action. You have to get into the blocks a little bit more, and we do. It's just, I think some of that stuff marries a little better when we have pads on. And I think as you bring up practice, today is going to look very different than some of the other days that we have. We're in more of like a walk-through, jog-through day. This is our third day of what we would call speed, or this is our fourth day, We had the run test, which obviously is a speed, 2 days of practice. And then just from a, load management standpoint, trying to take the day as a walk-through or a jog-through. So I don't want you guys to be caught off guard. I know there was probably some questions or conversations about that last year, that this is something that we feel like can help us be able to learn and still develop and install it at different paces. And it was good for us last year. And if we can handle that, then hopefully we can continue with this. And, when we work. I think you guys noticed that. And then being able to come out there today and still act like a professional football team and take care of the details and some of the technique, but, just at a different pace.
Prior to trading for AJ, there was a lot made of potential knee condition for him. You had him in mini camp. You had him through 2 days of training camp practice. I know it's still early, but physically.
I think a lot of things, get fabricated and people tell stories. We didn't, what other teams think or thought, We're very confident in where he's at physically. He's done every single thing. Will he do every single thing? Nope. He'll have time where me or Frank or Jim or us as a group decide that, just like Morgan yesterday, just like Reggie yesterday, there'll be things. But I think he's gotten off to a really good start, both mentally and physically, and acclimating himself to his team.
All right, there you go. Mike Vrabel continues, but Nick put something into my Vox Pro machine over here.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear it live?
I did not.
Oh, yeah. We saw it the second it happened.
There is a bit of an investigation going on, something very interesting that Mike Vrabel said, not with his mouth perhaps, but with his anus. Let's explore.
I feel like a real possibility he could miss the season.
Did that really happen?
That really happened. I heard it live. I looked at Ryan. Ryan looked at me. That happened live.
Our mics were not on, so it could not have been in studio.
No.
Obviously, our mics were not on. We were playing the press conference.
I feel like a real possibility he could miss the season.
Who's asking that question? Because I don't
run it again. I'm not sure.
I feel like a real possibility he could miss the season.
That's not Price. That's not Giardi.
That could be Callahan. That could be Andrew Callahan.
Oh, that is Andrew Callahan.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like a real possibility he could miss the season.
Again,
that's too close to the microphone. Callahan is set far back away from the podium. So it has to be, if we're going to go through a full investigation, it has to be Vrabel.
I don't want to say nothing's 100%.
I feel like a real possibility he could miss the season.
Again,
he laughs. I wonder if he's. What else could that possibly be?
Has to be. I don't think it was the connection. It's not one of those, sometimes when you're online and you're tapping into things, the connection gets shaky and you hear sounds. That wasn't that.
All right. Allow me to slow it down. We do have the technology here to do so.
I feel like a real possibility he could miss the season.
I think Mike Vrabel farted.
I think so too.
I feel like a real possibility he could miss the season.
Where's my gavel? Where's my wig? Guilty.
I think Mike Vrabel farted.
I not only once but twice.
And that was loud.
Yep.
So it's almost like he pushed it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Does that show arrogance, John? Does that concern you as a Patriots fan?
Well, of course. I'm the head coach of the Patriots. I'm in charge of this thing. I'll do what I want.
But is that almost like an arrogance that could blow up in his face?
So to speak.
No pun intended.
I feel like a real possibility he could miss the season.
Again, I don't want to say nothing's 100%. I don't anticipate that whatsoever.
Well, some things are 100%, and the 100% is that you farted.
Yeah, that's the evidence clearly leads in that direction. It's certainly not Andrew Callahan or someone in the front row. They're too far away to have such sharp sounds in the microphone.
All right, we need Andrew Callahan on the show tomorrow because
yeah,
I mean that's a 100%. He really, due to our relationship, has to come on, even if it's just for 2 minutes.
No, he'd do it. No,
I know he would, but but if he goes I gotta, he's got a baby. If he's like, I got something with the baby.
Right.
No. Even with the baby, strap the baby in a Bjorn.
Call us on your way into Foxborough.
Yeah,
man.
I just need to hear his thoughts.
Yeah.
Get Stacey James on the phone and see if he farted. Would Stacey admit it? It would be a real test of his character.
No, he wouldn't admit it. No.
So you think he's one of these Congress members that's all gone off half-cocked?
He'd shake his head and think, you juveniles.
Well, if he farted, he farted.
I know.
And by the way, if we're juvenile, I've seen CNN and Fox News report on people farting, politicians farting, presidents farting.
I'm right there with you. This is serious business. We're trying to get to the bottom of this. It's a social faux pas by the head coach of the New England Patriots.
Well, it just
one would think you would take that seriously.
It screams arrogance, is what it screams. All right. Well, look, we'll be back. We'll have our award-winning email segment, and then we'll call it a day. Here are the headlines.
Do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
It's interesting that you can't swear on the radio or they get overly specific about sex, but they're showing the trial of the lady that murdered her children, and they're doing it live, and they're just going to describe her murdering the children, which I would argue is far more disturbing than masturbating.
From now on, it's not called that.
I don't really understand the appeal of this trial either, in that she admitted to murdering her children.
Yeah.
And, I understand it's like an insanity plea or something, which obviously she's insane. She murdered her children.
Right.
I just don't know to what end this is being covered in the way that it's being covered, considering that it's obviously tragic, incredibly tragic, and she did it. She admits to doing it. There's no evidence pointing in any way other than to she murdered her children and then tried to kill herself. And I don't know the appeal of the trial. It seems just more upsetting. I'm not saying they shouldn't be able to show it on TV. I'm not saying that at all.
I mean, it's a Law and Order episode come to life.
But it's not a Law and
Order.
Order episode come to life because she did it and she admits to doing it. There's no mystery to it. Like, it's a terrible thing. And they're like, well, she is insane. And it's like, yes, she's insane. She killed her children. She killed her children. Then she tried to kill herself. She's insane. I don't know. I don't know why everyone wants to hear so. Not needs to. It's news. I understand that. News stations have every right to cover it. I just don't understand the appeal, I guess is what I'm saying. Or that, like, masturbating is worse than hearing about someone murder their children. I just don't understand it at all. Anyway, the Toucher and Hardy email segment is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. Rucker did not come to our party.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I'm very surprised. Usually he's up for something like that.
He said his wife was out of town and he had his kids, but I'm still surprised that he did not come to that party. In fact, I will text him today and tell him that I was a little offended, but I have to finish this. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. Yes, John.
We have a bunch of emails about the party on Friday night, all of them positive. I got one here from Kevin. Hey, guys. Hey, I was at the 40th birthday party bash at Memoir with my wife and her friends at about 10 p.m.
Well, you're missing it. Let me read it because you're taking out the compliments. Okay. I was at the 40th birthday bash at Memoir with my wife and friends. Great work as always on these events. I don't know how anyone could come out of there complaining. I mean, all of us. I mean, I spent 2.5 hours. All of us did. I had a good time and I enjoyed doing it. And I literally did not have a negative experience with anyone. I wish I had a story maybe that I could share that would be humorous. But I had good experiences.
Everyone was super nice.
Yep. And Adolfo and I left at 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
And the DJ was already playing, like the real Memoir thing had already started. They had put the velvet ropes out and all.
Yep.
Great work as always on these events. Around 10 p.m., we headed to Mystique for dinner. After that, after we finished there around midnight, we went back to Memoir and were lucky enough to have a connection at the door who gave us VIP wristbands for upstairs. As we walked up the stairs, who did we see but Adolfo himself? He hung out and had drinks with us and a few other fans for the next 90 minutes while we watched DJs Mike Posner and Brody Jenner perform. We also spent some time chatting about Boston, Texas, and a certain former host. With Adolfo had penned a letter to, but had not sent it.
Yes, we had a discussion about that earlier in the evening.
I think probably I had two.
Yeah.
I was going, don't send the letter, Adolfo.
But he spent so much time on it.
No, I think it's a decent exercise to get it out of your system.
Yeah.
I don't know if he needs to send it. I can confirm that Adolfo was at the club until about 1:30 a.m. when he left solo for his hotel. It was not that Adolfo incapacitated style of drunk that I've seen in the past. Did he find the woman Fred mentioned that Adolfo said he was going to hit that? We may never know. Kevin. P.S. I'd called in to discuss, but I got zero sleep last night and my brain is useless. Well, thank you, Kevin. Again, as we were leaving, I said on stage when I was introducing Adolfo that he was one of my best friends, and he came up to me like a half an hour later. He said, "Am I really one of your best friends?" He was like on the verge of tears. I said, "Yeah." I said, "Sure." And he hugged me, and then he walked out with me when I was leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And a woman who had been at the party was coming up the escalator as we were going down, and she said something to us. And Adolfo said, "I'm going to try to hit that." And I went,
go.
And I'll tell you this, it didn't seem unrealistic.
Oh, okay.
It didn't seem like it was not a pie in the sky thing. It seemed like if she was at all interested, it seemed possible that she would be interested in
Did he
Adolfo.
leave you at the bottom of the escalator while you walked to your car?
No, I got an Uber, and he's just waited outside for me.
Oh, okay. So he didn't. He friendship right there.
Oh, no. She was going back to Memoir. So she had informed us she was going back to Memoir. So Adolfo went back up to Memoir.
Right.
No, he wasn't very drunk when I saw him.
Also, finally, good to see Sarah from Everett.
Oh,
who
Sarah
I did
from
not
Everett was there.
did not recognize because she didn't have the turtleneck over her mouth. So it was very good to see Sarah from Everett. She was there with her, I don't know, significant other, husband. I don't know what you would call him, but good to see. Good to see a lot of the listeners, a lot of the loyal listeners from over the years. All of them showed up.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Sarah from Everett came up to me and she was like, "Hey," and like I hugged her and I'm like, "It's just like you're mean to me," and she's like, "Well, you're a dick." Like it was like a weird conversation. Like I hugged her and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's fine." Like whatever. I'm like, "Just you're really mean." Like, and I'm like, "I don't know how you expect me to react to you being mean to me all the time."
It was
constant,
yeah.
odd. Like what do you want me to like? And Hardy read her emails every day on the show.
Yep.
Like, when someone's being mean to you all the time, you don't like them. But I was willing to let bygones be bygones. But she even said something strange there.
Yeah.
Like kind of like I'm a dick, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
I don't know you.
I was talking.
I didn't even know who she was until she introduced herself.
Exactly right. And I was talking to her, and then I turned to talk to the person that she was with, and she said, "Oh, you're wall dicking me now? Like, what are you talking about? This is a conversation. That's what all this is."
I think she might get uncomfortable, like, in those situations, and I can understand. And maybe she's socially awkward, but what I don't understand is that doesn't apply to emailing me 5 times a show telling me how much what I just said sucked.
I agree. When you said it was odd, that last jigsaw puzzle piece kind of clicked into place there.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't
even think about that.
I don't
until
even
right
know.
now.
I didn't even remember what she looked like. She came up. I mean, she's.
Well, we didn't see the bottom half of her face. How would you know what she looked like?
I don't know. But
anyway,
thank
it was
you
good,
to Sarah for everything.
Good to see her. Yes.
Yeah, and thank you for everyone that came to Memoir. It was a lovely time. We should do it more often. And everyone was very cool, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate it. The guys are out at Gillette. I see Scott out there right now, and I see McCone walking in. So they will be good to go. That'll do it for us, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.
Talk to you tomorrow.